And you know, the reality is, any female that says that she's on a celibate journey, she's abstinent, believe it, she has a high body count. Okay? You said it's not insecurity, so what is it? It's a man with standards. That's what it is. It's a man with standards. It's a man who actually has a high moral compass. It's a man who actually understands his self-worth, unlike these Fefails who seem to clearly just love getting their cheeks clapped. Body count doesn't matter. Test results do. No, body count does matter. The only type of men that say body count doesn't matter are the men who can't. I hate to say this. I know a lot of Fefails say this, but I'm just gonna keep it real. Okay? It's simps. Men that say body count doesn't matter are a bunch of simps. Okay? It is giving you're struggling. I'm just gonna be real. Because the reality is, there's no way you will stoop yourself that low to be with someone that spread their legs open on the highway. There's no way you think that it doesn't matter. The men that say that usually can have their pick. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? I wish the men that says body count doesn't matter, I wish them all Bonnie Blues of the world. That doesn't change anything. I know you Fefails don't want to hear this, but the reality is a man can have a high body count and still be able to get what he wants. A man can still have a high body count and get the woman that he wants, unlike you Fefails. He can sleep with a Bonnie Blue and still find a wife younger and finer than you. You Fefails can't. Let's just be honest. You Fefails can never be able to do what men do. You Fefails can't be able to get a finer, older, a more masculine, a more high-achieving man after you've been ran through. Let's be honest, huh? Can you really? Do you Fefails really think you could upgrade after men have ran through you? If you could, then you would. You would get the man that you want with the money, with the looks, and the age. Isn't it interesting that a lot of these Fefails with all these high body counts never seem to come out with a husband? Thank you, Tiga. Women too, there are women who are doctors with high body count lawyers, but what does their profession have to do with what they do with their nyash? What are you talking about? You're telling me their profession like it has anything to do with their nyash. That has nothing to do with the conversation. You're telling me about what community boxers do with their jobs. What does that even mean? Did you not know community boxes are everywhere? Is that shocking to you? Because they're also married? No. Majority of these Fefails are not married. I know you want to believe that. You want to believe that you community boxers can be wives one day. Thank you, comrade. I know you Fefails have this dream. Okay, this ain't Disneyland. This ain't a Disney show. This ain't no princess movie. Okay, Prince Charming is just gonna clap your cheeks. That's what's gonna happen. He ain't gonna marry you. He ain't gonna take you to the ball. Okay, he's gonna take you to the streets and clap your cheeks. That's what Prince Charming is gonna do. He ain't gonna marry you, ain't gonna make you into a princess, ain't gonna make you into anybody. Every good man, bad man is just gonna clap your cheeks. And guess what? They're gonna move on and marry the girl next door. They're gonna move on and marry the plain Jane. They're gonna move on and marry a woman who has a low body count. After they've done clapping your cheeks. Only matters to the immature and insecure. How is it immature and insecure to have standards? I don't understand these talking points. At least make sense, right? If you're gonna say that, why does it make the man immature? to care about how many men bust inside you? Huh? So it should be normalized that men should just take it all. Just accept her ran through cheeks, right? It's interesting how you would say it doesn't matter. Maybe it doesn't matter to you. Maybe you want your wife to be ran through. Just say that. Just say it doesn't matter to you. Just say you want to be a cuck and sit there and watch her get her cheeks clapped. Just pull the chair out. Just say that. Just say you want to pull the chair out. Just pull the chair out and watch your wife get her cheeks clapped. Just say that, okay? It's not about the body count. It's about it's about the who that men care about. What do you mean it's about who the men care about? It is about the body count. It always has been about the body count. Okay? Men don't want fish sticks. Okay? Men do not want fish sticks to go back home to every night. Let's just keep it real. Do you really think you're fresh down there after how many men bust inside you? Not as a wife. I get it. You Fefails really want to make it seem like you're still wives in men's eyes. That's never going to happen. Like who you slept with, not necessarily how many, just what I've been told by men. Well, you've been told by simps. They wanted to sleep with you, I'll be honest with you. Any man that's telling you that is just trying to clap your cheeks. I'm just going to keep it real with you. If a man's telling you that he doesn't care about how many men have clapped whoever's cheeks, they're just trying to get in your panties because they know that you're probably for the streets.
ASAP.
Okay? Whatever men have told you that, they just want you. Okay? I don't know if you Fefails realize that men will say anything just to get in your panties. Okay? Men will say anything. And if it's your family members that said that, they don't care about you. I'm just gonna be real. That is one dysfunctional household. How dare anyone have a relationship before meeting me? Grow up. Relationships and having a high body count's two different things. How are we correlating two different things, okay? You can have past relationship as long as not over 5 relationships. But you can have failed relationships, but a high body count, you're telling me you slept with 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 men. There's something wrong with you. You got problems. Okay? Just say you want your woman to have multiple relationships and never get married. I mean, if that's normal to you, then so be it. My body count is one. No more was these days. Women, respect your body, okay? It's funny how a lot of you are conflating Lama. So at 6 relationship, the cut is off. No, it's at 5 relationship, the cut is off, okay? When you have a body count over 5, you are forever for the streets. What makes you think having 5 or more men bust inside you is normal? What makes you think that's normal? How many times you need to give guap 3,000 before a man marries you? How many times you need to bend over like a dog? Do you Fefails like bending over like dogs? Is that what it is? You like being treated like animals? Because that's what it's giving. It's giving you like being the animal in bed. This is why they say you dehumanize yourself, because I'll be honest with you, that's what it's coming like. It's coming like you love roof. You want to roof all day in bed. They didn't all finish though. I mean, Jazz, do they care about if they finish? Like, what does that even mean? Like, you sound like a typical community box. You sound like a typical community box. I'll be very honest with you. You're talking about 3 or 4 antics right now. I'll be honest with you. I'm trying to understand what you even mean, and I really don't. It's a joke. I'm a V card. You know, I'll be honest with you, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Okay, I don't know why you're telling strangers about whether you've had intercourse or not. Okay, it's giving suspect. It's giving you've been in the street and maybe you regret it. I don't know. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you have been engaging in hookup culture and you just really regret it. Because there's no way you feel the need to tell me that you've never had intercourse before. So body count does matter. Yes, body count does matter. It does matter. Projection at its finest. I get it. You want it to be projection. I get it. Maybe these Fefails just aren't giving you enough attention. I don't know. I know the streets are hard out there. I know the streets is hard out there. Jazz said it's 56, you caught me. I mean, Jazz, whatever you say at this point, I don't even believe you. But one thing I do believe is your community box. How many men? I don't know, okay? I don't know how many men clapped your cheeks, but I know for a fact it's more than 5. And that's just how simple it should be. If she looks like she has a body count over 5, 9 out of 10 times she does. You don't need to know how many. If she has a body count over 5, just call it a day. Just clap her cheeks and move on. Don't try and marry her. Don't try and make her into a wife. Don't try and treat her like anything. Because the reality is a lot of these Fefails don't want to be treated that way anyways. They don't want to be treated like good women. They don't want to be treated traditionally. They want to be treated like community boxes. You want to know how to get the box? You got to treat her like a bop. You start treating her like a bop, I'm telling you now, she's going to let you know and show you how many men she really been with. You start treating these bops like wives, they will ghost you for another man. It's just that simple. Men could be worse. Why does the stigma always have to fall on women? Because the reality is you Fefails love a man who has a high body count. That's why. You Fefails love a man with a high body count. It's not stigma, it's the truth. How many of you Fefails will want to be with a man that's never had intercourse with any woman? Let's just be real. How many of you Fefails will want to share that experience with a man who has never had intercourse in his life? You know damn well you don't want that. You Fefails don't want a man that's inexperienced. You Fefails don't want a man that maybe doesn't know how to, talk to women, move to women. You don't want that. Are you saying Fefails? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Because let's just be honest. If you Fefails really wanted a man like that, you would already found a man. Okay? You would already been with that man and married. Because majority of men are not getting the coochie. Okay? Is majority of you Fefails giving the coochie out. But majority of men are not getting coochie like that. Majority of men don't have access to nyash. So if you really wanted a man that was down to earth, humble, and hasn't been, sleeping around, you would have been found that man and married him. But you know damn well you Fefails want a man that's experienced. You know damn well you want to be treated like a community box. That's what you want. So let's cut the crap and act as if you care about a man's body count. Why are you speaking for others? Because it's facts. It's facts. You Fefails want to lie and act like you want to act like it's not true. If it wasn't true, why do you show your body for the world, huh? Why is it you Fefails dress the way you dress? Show your nyash. Why is it you Fefails love having BBLs, love wearing makeup, love doing your lips and your contours? Who are you doing it for, huh? Who are you doing it for? So is it that it's fine if a man does the same? Yes, it's fine if a man has a high body count. Yes, it is fine if a man has a high body count. Get over the bridge. There's double standards in this life, okay? Just like a man can't hit a woman if the woman hits her. If a woman hits a man first, The man can't hit you. That's a double standard. Let's be real. You can hit men as much as you want. You can push him. You can punch him. You can even spit on him. And if he lays any finger on you, everyone is going to judge him. There's double standards in this life. Get over it. Men can have high body counts and still not be judged. Men can have high body counts and still find a wife. Men can have high body counts and get a finer, younger woman than you. Now, for you Fefails with high body counts, you are going to get the simp of the world. Okay? You're going to get, no offense, you may get an incel. You just may get a useless man. I'm just going to be real. You're going to get a man who has very low self-esteem. You're going to get a man who's very insecure. A man who's unsure of himself. Now, that is what you call a docile man. A docile man is a man that will be willing to be with someone with a high body count. Just saying. Unless he's Offset and he's just cupping multiple cheeks, like he just don't care. And unless you just don't care and you're just cheating on her, that's a docile man. And that's what I would call a docile man. It's interesting because we was having this conversation yesterday of what a docile man is. And I'll be very honest with you, is a man who will accept a community box as a wife. I'm just going to be with you. Like that is a very, very weak man. That's a very weak man. And I don't really talk about men like that, but I have to call it out for what it is because you Fefails think that you can be able to do what men do. You think that you can be able to go to the streets. Thank you, Inspector. Welcome. You Fefails think that you can go to the streets, get your cheeks clapped, and get this masculine, upright man? Are you dumb? Or are you slow? Which one is it? I'm trying to figure it out. You're not going to get a masculine man. You're not going to get a traditional man. You're going to get one hell of a weak man who probably pisses sitting down. Who knows? Chaos said, that's not true. Who cares about body count or anybody else's opinion? Listen, about 80% of people care about body count. Let's cut the crap, okay? It is very much true. There's no man out there. Listen, there's no man out there that's going to want to be with you Fefails with a high body count, okay? It's either he's a weak man or he's just going to cheat on you, okay? It's just that simple. It's either you are going to be the weak man or you are going to get a man that's just going to cheat on you endlessly. Like he just doesn't care because you didn't care either. I know you want it to be the same like men, but you're not men. You're not men. Nobody's out there having that conversation. That's a lie. People are having that conversation. Why do you think I'm having this conversation? Because this Fefail on my prompt was talking about it. That's why I'm having this conversation. Someone was literally talking about it. This Fefail on my prompt was talking about the older you get, you should stop counting your body count. No, that's not happening. I mean, yeah, for community boxes, for clicks and likes. You Fefails think everything is for clicks and likes, okay? This is what's happening in the real world, okay? You Fefails are very promiscuous. And you want to make it seem as if it's normal. It may be normal to you. Yes, welcome, Kea. Can you please address the prompt?
Does body count really matter? I think it matters if you know about it, but I can honestly say that out of years and years and years and years of dating and now being married, no one has ever asked me about body count, and I've never asked anybody else about body count. So who is out there having that conversation if 80% of people, if the 80% that you say are having the conversations, everybody that out of everybody that I know, everybody I've talked to, everybody I went to college with, everybody that, I've been around, this is not a conversation that people are having. It's just not. Maybe it is now, but it didn't used to be a conversation. I was on another live and they said the same thing. Nobody is having this conversation. People don't care about that.
That's a lie. People
Not
do
as
care
many as
about
you
that.
think.
They do care about it. What it is people just know if you're a community box or not.
Okay, but
It's very easy to tell if she's for the streets. You don't really. The reality is, right, the more you females talk, right, is the more you reveal yourself. There's a saying, right? If you let the person speak, they will really just tell you the truth. Sometimes you don't need to question people. You don't need to interrogate them. You don't need to say, "Oh, when did you do this?" No. You just let them speak. You let them reveal themselves. You let them tell you what they think about relationships, what they think about intercourse, and the answers will be there. You don't need to ask someone 21 questions to know if she's a community box or not. It's common sense.
what if you don't know the person at all? I mean, the world is big, so
I mean, if this is someone that you're interested in, then you're vetting to get to know that person, right? I mean, would you marry someone that you don't know? It doesn't really make sense. That question doesn't actually make sense.
I married somebody that I did not previously know. Yeah, that I did not previously know. I got to know him, but asking, "Hey, how many? What's your body count?" That wasn't a question, and that's not something that he asked me either.
Yeah, sounds like a very desperate man. I'll be very honest with you. That man has no backbone. What kind of idiot?
He does.
Let's be real. What kind of idiot marries someone they barely know? That sounds stupid. So really, it sounds like you just married a desperate man.
We got to know each other.
Yeah, well, after you got married, that man was very desperate. Listen, a man with options, or a man, you have to be. It's like a woman. It's like if a woman was very confident. A woman that's very confident, she has high self-esteem. She's not going to give herself to a man that she barely knows. Okay? Normal people who function don't do that. They don't marry people they don't know. So,
well, what I'm saying is we got to know each other prior to getting married.
You literally just stated that you didn't know.
He did not ask me about my body count.
I didn't ask you about your body count.
I did not ask him about his body count.
Well, there's a reason why, because that man was very desperate. You need to understand, right?
That's not why.
I think a lot of you females don't want to accept that there's loads of desperate men out there that will do anything just to get permanent coochie. I don't think you females realize how hard it is for men just to bust a nut. And if it means marrying a community box just so you can be able to get permanent nyash, he will do that. Men are not going to open up to you. Especially, listen, the majority of men, even if a man usually gets coochie, they're not going to really start opening up to you and telling you, "It's been hard for me to get nyash." Yeah, men are not going to talk to you about that. A man is not going to tell you, "Listen, I didn't have intercourse for a year straight, and let me tell you something, I felt starved. I was thinking about nyash. I was watching corn in and out. Every time I saw nyash, I felt like..." They're not going to tell you this. So the reality is,
if they're not having the conversation, then who is having it? You said men are not going to talk to you about that. So if the men are not talking about it, what woman is openly talking about it?
Everyone has this conversation.
That is not true.
Hold on. Yes, it's true. Your parents will have this conversation with you. Your fathers will have this conversation with you. Your friends. If in your circle...
My parents did not have this conversation with me.
Yeah, well, they failed you. I'll be honest with you. If your parents didn't tell you, "Hey, make sure you don't sleep around," then that's crazy.
Well, they said, "Make sure I don't sleep around," but they didn't.
So they did have that conversation with you. Then
make sure you don't. They didn't.
Then they did. Then they did. What are you talking about?
Actually, they didn't.
If your parents told you not to sleep around, what do you think they're trying to tell you? Like, are we slow or what?
My parents did not have that conversation about what a high body count is and how people are going to judge you if you sleep around. It's just don't sleep around until you're married. That was the
But then what do
conversation.
you think that
And
conversation
most
means?
parents had that.
What do you think that conversation means? What do you
What do you
think
mean?
sleeping around means? What do you think that means?
It means don't sleep with a bunch of people.
And what does a bunch
But
of people
what
equate
defines
to?
a bunch of
What
people?
does a bunch of people equate to? If you have intercourse with a bunch of people, what does that equate to?
That equates to you having intercourse with a bunch of people?
It equates to having a high body count. Because if you're having intercourse with multiple people, you are going to have a high body count. What it sounds like is your parents probably were scared that you were going to be too fast and maybe they didn't want to get into details. Some parents are like that. Some parents just know, you know what, my daughter's probably too fast. There's no point trying to have these conversations with them. Some parents just accept that. Some parents just accept that their daughters
My
are going to be
parents
for the
weren't
streets.
scared about that.
You don't
My
know
parents
that.
weren't.
Parents, let me tell you something. When you have a
I
daughter,
do know that.
no.
First of all,
You're
my
lying
dad
to
wasn't
yourself.
there, but my
You're
mom,
lying to yourself.
I know she
No,
knew
you're
that.
lying to yourself. Listen, every parent, this is why parents want sons than daughters. Because the truth is, every parent, mothers and fathers, are worried that their daughter's going to be a community box. Every parent is worried about that. And you're lying to
But
yourself.
my mom knew that I wasn't. And then when I
What do you
was
mean your mom
able
knew
to
that you
have
wasn't?
free will, she knew that I wasn't.
What, a community
She
box?
knew me just like you say. She knew that I was not a community box.
But that still doesn't change the fact that they're worried that you are going to be for the streets.
Well, they can be worried, but she knew that I wasn't. So
Yeah, I don't know if
I mean,
believe
and
that.
then when I was in college, you know, I had free will. So what explains all the people that I met, nobody having this conversation?
Because they
What
probably don't
explains
care
that?
about you. That's why. Like, people.
Not me, not just me. I'm talking about out of friends.
Yeah,
Friends that are
friends.
married now that actually did sleep with a lot of people. What explains? None of them had this conversation.
Because none of them cared. That's why. You need to understand. If you have a
So
high
then
body
why
count,
are you
if
saying
you have a
that
high body
80%
count,
of people care?
because there's a small percentage of men.
Because they don't.
No, there's a small percentage of men who do not care. Majority of men care.
There's
Even if
more
you-
than a small percentage.
No, it's not true, because if you take a look at the stats literally say if you have a body count over 5, you are less likely going to have a satisfying marriage. Body count plays a huge
Well, the
part.
stats are just numbers. Stats are just numbers. Like
It's
anybody can make up a
facts.
statistic.
But it's not.
Stats
This is
are
backed by
not
the government.
facts. They're
It
just
is.
numbers.
It is. So if it's backed by the government,
so
you
if
don't
it's
want to hear
backed
the
by the
truth.
government,
Yes,
it
then
makes it true.
Of course it does. 9
That
out of
is
10 times.
crazy.
So you want me? So let's be. So you want to tell me that I should take your anecdotal experiences as truth, rather than studies and numbers that have been backed
And
by
you
governments.
want
Does that
me
really
to
make
take
sense?
your anecdotal experience as true. If it's backed by the government, it's true. There are so many things that are backed by the government that are shady and not true.
Yeah, guess what?
But
Body
all of a
count,
sudden,
this is
this
why
one
you
thing
Fefails fail.
is backed
Listen,
by the government,
this
and
is
it
why
is
you
not.
Fefails
This
fail.
one thing is backed by the government, and it's true. Out of all the stuff the government has done that is shady, that's not true, this one thing is true.
Oh,
Like, how
please.
likely is that?
I mean, Kaya, if you don't want to believe it, then that's up to you. But it still doesn't change the fact those are what
I
the
don't
stats
want to
says.
believe it,
Of
and I
course you
don't
don't,
believe
because
it. And what
of
you're
course
telling
you don't,
people
because you
is
and your friends are for the
ridiculous.
streets. That's why. That's
No, we're
really
not
what it
for
is.
the streets.
You literally
All
just
of us
said,
are married.
You literally just said your friends had high body count.
And have
So what are
been
you talking
married
about?
for
You
19 plus
literally
years.
just admitted
And
that
they
your
all
friends
got
had a high
married.
body count. So you're for the streets.
And they all got married
To
and have
desperate
been married
men.
for a while. All of us.
Guess what? By 2030,
So all of our men.
but guess
so
what? By
out of
2030,
all of my friends, all of our men are desperate. That doesn't make sense.
Of course, it does make sense. Listen, there's no man on earth. This
Girl,
is why by 2030, over 40.
Girl, stop lying
I'm
to
not
these
lying.
people.
I'm not lying.
Stop.
I'm not.
Stop. Stop lying to these people.
2030,
People are
by
not having this
2030,
conversation,
by
and they do
2030,
not
they're not
care.
having this conversation with you because they knew it was a community box. That's why.
How old are you?
Okay,
How old are
I'm
you?
100. They knew damn well that you are old farts. They're not going to have this conversation with you, okay? You grandmas on here really think, listen, you aunties really think people don't know that you're bops. We get it. You are old ancient bop. You and your friends are old ancient bops. So it's easy for you to hide all that body that you've been collecting. We get it. But let's cut the crap. There are incels out there that are marrying you fefails. There are incels out there that are marrying you bops. Just be honest with yourself. Just say, you know what? Yes, we married a bunch of incels and call it a day. Don't act delusional. Stop being in denial about it.
I'm just letting you get your lies out. Go ahead.
It's not a lie. It's the truth.
I don't need to yell
You
to
literally just
prove a
admitted.
point. I'm just letting you yell and get your lies out.
It's not a lie. You just admit that
So
your friends.
yeah, we're all bops. We all have.
You just admit
Yeah,
you and your
out of
friends
all,
have a high
out of
body count.
all
And
the
you're
people
all
that I've met, we all met
admitted.
docile men.
Of
So that
course,
means
wait.
like pretty much every man is docile.
Do you not
so,
know?
Yeah, we're all bops. We all
Hold
got
on,
married.
Kaya.
We all been married for
Hold
plenty
on,
of
hold
years.
on.
And so if that makes you happy to say that, then say it.
Yeah, that's fine. Of course I'm going to say it because it's the
Okay?
truth. So the reality
And whoever
is,
wants to believe you, then believe
listen,
it. But it's not the truth.
Kaya, listen, if you want to influence people to be bops, that's fine. They're not going to get married. They're going to be a bunch of single moms.
I'm not influencing anybody to be a bop. I'm answering the question as you asked me to do.
The reality is, it does matter. That's why the marriage rates are low. That's why the single mom rates are high. That's why STD rates is high. That's why a lot of people who actually engage in hookup culture end up being more depressed. So it's like you're just being disingenuous to believe that it's not true. Yes, there are incels out there that will marry you bops.
You can bring
that's a reality.
If you want to. That doesn't mean I'm going to listen to you.
You don't have to listen to me. You can go back to being in the streets.
I'm talking
You're not
to someone
proving
else
me
in the
wrong.
chat.
You're telling me about you and your bop friends.
You're not proving me wrong.
No, I'm not here
You're not proving me wrong.
I clearly am.
You're not.
I am.
Clearly, you're not, and it's not clear. Trust
it's very
me.
much clear.
So,
it's not clear to you, fefails.
It is not. You're just saying
clear.
the same
it's not clear to you, fefails, and I'll keep saying the same thing over and over again. I have made a valid point. I said hookup culture is actually they're more likely to get depressed and actually regret it. That's a valid point. What are you talking about?
Okay, that is what? But that is not true. You're not a psychiatrist.
But that's literally what the stats say.
You are not a psychiatrist.
78%. It says
you can't bring.
I can bring. What are you talking about?
Depression is about chemical imbalance.
Not all the time.
Is hookup culture more likely to be sad? Yeah, but depression is about a chemical imbalance.
If you know,
you're
that's
not a psychiatrist.
True. That is not true because if you see, this is why you fefails are in denial because hookup culture is very prevalent today, and it literally says.
Okay,
that they did a study.
So if that's prevalent today, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, that's what I said. You're old ancient bop. I said that. I already know you don't want to.
Okay.
I already know that you have been in the streets for when Jesus was here. We know that. Okay, you are what they call the Jezebel.
Okay, that's fine.
So
even though you don't know me, but okay, you know that.
After the sexual liberation, right? More and more fefails have been engaging in hookup culture because contraception became a thing, which allowed women, which they said themselves, they made contraception to allow women to be able to get dopamine hits without the risk of getting pregnant. So hookup culture has been very prevalent.
Good for them.
Now the reality is it's having a negative effects because they did a study on young girls in universities. Hold on, don't worry about the comments. They did don't worry about the comments. Don't worry about the comments. Don't worry about the comments. They did a study on young girls in university who engaged in hookup culture, and 78% of them regretted it, felt depressed, felt insecure, and had very low
this
self-esteem
female, if
because of it.
statistics is just numbers.
You
Yeah,
can
for a day or
definitely,
two.
you can definitely get depressed if you have been having intercourse with multiple men. You can easily.
You can get sad. It's not depression.
You
It's
can get depressed. You can.
for
So
a day or
are
two.
you telling me
It's shame,
that doesn't even make
and
any
you
sense?
get over
Are you
it
telling me?
quickly.
Are you telling me that you can't get
It's
depressed?
not depression.
Are you telling
It is
me?
shame.
Are you telling me you can't get depressed if you have intercourse with multiple men? Are you saying that it's
It
in
is not what I'm telling you is that it's not depression.
My
it's
question
shame.
is, are you telling me that you can't get depressed if you've engaged in
I'm telling
hookup
you
culture?
that it's not. I'm not
That's
telling
not
you that
the question.
anything
The
can't
question is,
happen.
listen,
And I'm
Auntie,
asking, and I'm
listen,
answering
open your
question.
ears. You've been on this earth
I'm
long
not
enough.
telling you that
You've been on
anything
this earth
can't
long
happen.
enough.
What I'm
You've
saying
been
is
on
that
this
it's
earth
not
long
likely
enough.
to happen.
Are you saying that's not the question, though? Okay, you got ears. Use them.
I answered the question.
Are you
I
saying
said
that you
I'm
can't?
not saying
Can you
anything
get depressed?
can't
Can
happen.
you get depressed if you engage in hookup culture? Yes or no?
You can get depressed.
All right,
but
then.
that's probably
So guess
not the
what?
only reason why.
78% of them did get depressed after they engage in hookup culture.
Okay.
It's just that simple. Stop running around in circles.
For about a week or so. I'll accept that. For about a week or so.
That's how depression works, right?
Which is not depression.
So depression only. So you're telling.
It does not
so you're
work
saying.
like that.
So you're gonna undermine 78% of young women's depression. That's what you're gonna do, right? That's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. So you're gonna undermine people who are suffering with mental health.
I'm gonna undermine what you're saying.
No.
I'm gonna
You're gonna undermine the facts because you want to.
Yes, I'm gonna undermine what you're saying
because you are a community box and you want to promote that. That's what you want to do.
I'm not a community box. Never have been.
Oh please, the way you're talking, that's a damn lie.
Never have been. You don't know me.
I don't need to know you. Look at the way you speak. You mock people with mental health. You mock people with mental health, and you're saying I'm going to undermine people that have mental health after they engage in hookup culture.
Mental health?
You literally said
I'm not mocking
you did
mental
because
health.
you said they're going to be
no.
You did mock mental health because you said no. You did mock mental health because you said that they are only going to be sad for a week, even though that it says on the stats
that's not the reason that they're depressed.
78% were depressed. But you're going to say, oh, they were only sad. But it is true. It is. That's why more women are unaliving themselves at a higher rate as well. Single
because they got sad
women,
and acted too soon.
So you're telling me people that unalive themselves just got sad,
depressed.
Right? Really? So unaliving yourself just came from sadness, not depression. Do you hear yourself?
It can come from depression.
No, it doesn't. It is depression. It is. If you unalive yourself, no, that's a damn lie. No, that's a damn lie. No,
one man.
That is crazy. That is crazy. You're lying. No. You do not unalive yourself based off sadness. No, that doesn't work that way. Okay. For you to unalive yourself,
really?
For you to unalive yourself, it takes depression.
So, are you saying that someone cannot unalive themselves because they're sad? Are you saying they cannot?
For women, it's much more harder. No, they can't. For women, it's much more harder.
You're not answering the question, though. You're not answering the question.
No, they can't.
Can a person unalive themselves because they are sad?
No.
You are really delusional.
Do you understand? Do you understand what mental toll? I gotta get off of here because I have to work. Of course, you have to go back to the streets. It don't make sense what you're saying.
Of course, yeah.
It doesn't make sense what you're saying. It does not make sense what you're saying. And
back to the streets of this bed.
Yes, go back to the streets because that's where you belong.
I gotta go back to the streets.
Just like the rest of you Fefails.
I gotta, and I'm not ashamed. You can't shame me.
Of course I can't shame you. You're an Asian auntie. We know this. We know you aunties are shameless. We've been know this. We've been know you aunties are shameless. We've been knew that.
Great.
You said I can't shame you. I knew that already.
You can't shame me.
I know that. You're an ancient bop. Of course I can't shame you. You're more experienced than half of these people on the internet. Before the internet existed, you invented Guap 3000. You invented Guap 3000.
I know.
That was your invention.
Look at me, what I'm doing. Look at me.
You invented that. So who can shame you?
Look at me changing the world.
Who can shame you? Who can shame the one that invented Guap 3000? Exactly.
Nobody.
That's the point. That is the point.
Look at me making a big impact on the world.
Yes, of course you are. That's why you Fefails are unaliving earlier. That's why you Fefails are becoming single moms. That's why you Fefails have STDs. So you continue doing that. That's why no one's married
Okay.
you, BLK Fefails.
And I will. Thank you for your permission.
I'm not. You don't need my
Thanks.
permission. You was here
All
before
right.
I was. Of
See
course you
you.
was. You didn't need my permission. You existed
Yeah,
before
but
I
thank
did.
you for your
You
permission to
existed before my
continue.
father existed. You existed before my
Okay.
grandparents existed. You've been here in the streets.
What kind of insult is that?
What do you mean? What kind of
insult
You're
is that?
ancient.
That I
You're an
existed
ancient
for a
Bob.
long time?
You are an ancient
So
Bob. That's what
what?
I'm saying. You're
So
an ancient
what?
Bob.
With age comes wisdom.
Wisdom, no.
And you
with
don't
age
have it
comes
yet.
high body
You don't
count.
have it yet.
With age comes high
You
body
don't
count.
have
There's no
it
wisdom
yet.
coming out of
That
you.
is not true.
There's no wisdom coming out of
That's
you.
not
Only
true.
fish is coming out of you.
You don't have
Only
the
fish
wisdom
and
that I
no
have to
pH.
even be
There's
saying
no
what
wisdom
you are
coming out of
saying.
you. There's none at all. Absolutely
Whatever,
none.
whatever. To
Absolutely
you,
none.
because you're
No,
ignorant.
to everyone.
But not to me.
To everyone.
Okay, well,
to everyone.
to whatever. To whoever.
No,
I am
to
proud
everyone.
of who I am.
Yes, you're proud.
I don't need you to tell me
that.
anything.
We already know that.
Thank you.
We already know that.
All right, I'm glad
don't
you
need
know.
to keep saying
I'm
it.
glad you know.
Of course, I
As
already
long
been
as you know.
I already been you. You didn't have to tell me twice.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Good.
So go back to the streets then.
Have a good day.
We'll go back to the streets.
Thank
I don't know
you.
what's taking you so long.
I will.
Are you struggling?
I will. Bye.
Are you struggling to press the X button? Huh? Is TikTok to you? Because Auntie looks like she's struggling. Auntie is struggling. Bit too old to be on TikTok talking about what you did with your nyash. Okay. Thank you, Rising Phoenix sent $49.99 US. Thank you for the support. Here is why body count matters. After Smex, a man can wash off a woman, but a woman can go get a DNA screening a week later with that man and his DNA on her brain. It's called microchimerism. Oh my goodness me, I'm sorry if I... Yeah? Look it up. Every man leaves his DNA footprint. Look it up. I will do that. Thank you. You Fefails got men DNA all up in your uterus. And you want to say body count don't matter? Come on. Like, be real with yourself. Thank you, Rising Phoenix, sent $19.99 US. To this female, statistics is just numbers. If your brakes fell 1 out of 3 times of the time, would you still drive that car? Note that stat number is the same as paternity fails in the US according to the Blood Bank of America. Facts on facts. It's interesting, right? And it's funny because you Fefails, you know that body count matters. You know it does. And you know that incels exist as well. Those are your husbands. Why do you think the word incel exists? I know you Fefails want to believe that you can get all the men that you want, all the man that you want. That's not happening. It's not happening, not in 2026. I'm sure there is a man out there, but is it the man that you want? You see, what you have with these old ancient aunties, they just accepted that they are going to be the simp, an incel. A lot of you Fefails are struggling to accept that. That's why you don't have husbands. If you Fefails accepted that a weak, docile man who's an incel is going to be your husband, you would have been married. I mean, how many incels are there going to be available for you? I don't know. But if you Fefails just accept that those men exist and they're your husband, I'm telling you, you would have been married. But you all know damn well you don't want that man. You don't want that man. You know damn well you want a man with standards. You want a man that's masculine. You want a strong man. You want a traditional man. You want to be respected by this man. A lot of you community boxes are struggling to be able to get that man. You know you are. So you will do anything in your power to try and say that body count doesn't matter. Lena, welcome. Can you please address the prompt?
Does body count really matter? I genuinely think it matters for men and women. It's the same, in my opinion. It should matter for both.
Well, I disagree. It doesn't matter for men.
But why? I mean, besides the fact that they could still wipe it off, it's still gross. It's It's gross to know that they've been around. It's gross that they've been that down bad.
The
Just sleep with
truth is,
anybody.
it actually, to some extent, not all the time, but to some extent, it shows some type of value that man has. Because
Yeah,
a lot of times,
no.
no, but it's true. Whatever he has that women want, he has it.
Not all women want a man that's is wanted by a ton of other women. For
But
me
that's a
personally,
lie. But that doesn't make. How can you
it's
say?
not, though.
But how could you say that if he has a high body count? So how was he able to attract?
That's the thing. Like,
multiple
I would
women?
never be with a man who has a body count, though.
Yeah, but we're not talking about you. You're saying, you asked me a question. Why does it not matter for men? It doesn't matter for men because clearly, because it doesn't matter for men because clearly that man has something that multiple women want.
But that's the thing. More and more women, especially Gen Z, men and women, are sleeping around less and less.
It still doesn't
Because
change
they are
what I'm
becoming
saying.
more Christian.
But it still doesn't change what I'm saying,
that's the
though.
thing.
But it
If
still doesn't.
a man truly,
you know, it's like, what? Are you hearing what I'm saying? A man who has a high body count means he has something that women want. What do you understand about that?
and to me, that shows that he really doesn't. It's just he wants to get off. That's really it. That's how I see it.
That doesn't make any
But I was
sense.
raised in a very Christian household.
Okay.
If a man who is sleeping around that's not them showing that they have something valuable. They are so desperate to get off that they just go sleep with anybody. They'll act like they have something valuable.
Do you think
really
it's
not.
easy
But that's
for
how
men?
I was raised.
But do you think it's easy for men to just go out and sleep with anybody?
100%. I see it with my guy friends.
No,
I genuinely see it with my guy friends.
It's not easy. No,
They can get anybody.
it's not
I
easy.
have several guy friends who have slept with a new chick every single week. As long as they are a baseball player.
Listen, your circle is if that was true, how come corn industry exists? If men could just go out and sleep with any woman,
because it's easy money. Sadly, it's easy money.
No, that's not the question. The question is, why do men beat their meat and watch other women get their cheeks clapped?
Because
if it was
they are
easy,
desperate.
Exactly.
They're desperate.
So if you're no, but that doesn't
It's
make.
because they don't.
Elena,
hold
listen
any
to
value.
yourself for a second. If they're desperate to get cheeks, then clearly they're not getting any. How
That's
could
the thing,
you
they
be?
shouldn't need
How
to.
could you
They
be?
don't need
How could you
to.
be desperate if you have easy access?
You're desperate because you are going around to everybody. That's how I see it.
That's not how
If my
desperation
boyfriend had
works.
multiple,
That's
if
not how
my boyfriend had
desperation
multiple
works.
girlfriends before me, especially when we got together at 19, I would have seen that as desperate. Why did you feel the need to go around and sleep with people in high school? Why?
A man
Like,
who's
that makes no
able,
sense.
a man who's able to get multiple women is not desperate. He has options, and he's just exercising his option.
Me, that's
yeah, but to
how
you,
I
but we're
view it.
talking about we're talking about the definition. Okay, do you understand what the definition of desperation means?
Yes, you will do anything to get anything. That's the thing. That's what I see. I see men who are like, let me just sleep with anybody.
Desperate means a state of extreme need. So a man,
and these men act like that.
Elena, if a man has access to multiple women, then he's not going to be in extreme need.
My thing is, why do you need to have intercourse? That is the thing. Why? There's no need for it. It does not make you a better person.
It's just that simple.
Then
Because
they're not
they
Christian
want to.
men.
We're not talking about Christians. Listen. I don't want to talk about God or the Bible. Okay, no one's talking about Christianity. Okay, you're not some preacher. We're not in church right now. So cut the crap about Christian.
Does the body count really matter? That is my opinion. That it matters.
It only matters for women, not men.
But it doesn't, though.
It does.
It does not.
It does because a man
That's
can
the
be
thing.
able.
More and more women do not want men who have slept around. Maybe one or two.
That's a damn lie.
That
doesn't even make any sense. No, that's not true. That's not true. Because
it is true. More and more people.
No, that is not true. Because a lot of men who are actually very wealthy have multiple baby mamas and multiple children.
I don't know one wealthy man who has that.
Elon Musk.
And my dad is extremely wealthy.
Who cares about your dad? Elon Musk?
He's not a. But that's
What
the
do you
thing.
mean he's
That's not even a
naughty?
good
What?
example. He's not a good man.
We're not talking about
A
good men.
value
What are
man,
you talking about? We're not talking about good men. We're
is a
not
good
talking.
man.
We're not talking about good men. We're just talking about men with high body count. And Elon
You even
Musk
said
is not
high
having a
value,
problem.
though.
I never said high value.
You did. You said high value man. A high value man is a good man
I never said that. I don't
who
say
has
that.
respect.
I don't.
I'm telling you that.
No,
That's what I'm saying. A high value man
Yeah, but I'm not talking about that.
isn't a crappy man like Elon Musk
Elena,
or Nick Cannon. Those aren't high value men.
it's giving slow right now because it's like we're having two different conversations. I said that men, you're saying that is not
with
true.
high value.
We're not talking about high value men. High value doesn't even mean he's a good
But that's what
man. Whatever you fefails deem as high value, no one's talking about high value men. That's not.
How am I a
No,
fefail?
I'm not talking about high value men. That's not even my lingo about high value men.
I'm just saying, body count, in my opinion, matters for both.
No, it doesn't because
I will personally
it doesn't.
I will personally teach
It
my future
doesn't.
sons
It does
to not
not.
sleep
No
around.
one cares about your future son. Stop making it anecdotal. Like, stop making it personal. Please.
But that's what it is. That's what body count is. Body count is a personal
I'm
thing.
not talking about you personally, okay? Like,
I'm saying
body
it
count
matters for both.
No,
if
it
I'm a
doesn't.
virgin, I expect the man to be a virgin.
Okay, that's on you, but majority of fefails don't think like that. If that was true, how come
Because they
Shira
are
7?
taught
How
that
come
they
Shira?
should sleep around.
Oh, so they're taught it now. So it's no longer a choice.
Yes, in the media, it's taught to both men and women.
What is
should
media
sleep
school?
around.
Is media education? Do they put this in
What?
school?
No, I said social media. It's
Yeah, you said
pushed
it's
down
taught.
people's
Yeah,
throat.
you're saying that they're
Yeah,
taught.
it's taught through
Is it-
social media.
are
It's
they-
like
are
it's
they-
your
are-
it's
are-
what influences
Are they
you.
putting this in school? In school, are they putting? Is there
With sex
subjects?
ed, yeah,
So in SMEX ed, they're saying you can sleep around.
yeah, because they have
No, they
contraceptives.
can't. They can't do that. They can't.
But that is what they're saying. You have
No.
the ability to do that.
No, they're saying that contraception exists. They're letting you know what contraception is for, but they're not telling you to sleep around. Those are two different things.
Okay, that is what I heard.
That's two
You
different
have the
things.
ability
That is
to
two
sleep
different
around.
things. Two different things. They teach you about contraception, but not teaching you to spread your legs open. If you do that because they taught you about contraception, then you're just a bop. No one taught you that.
I am just saying, women and men are taught
No,
through social media.
they're not
being
taught through
told, hey,
social
you're high
media.
value if you sleep around, if you have a bunch of
No one ever
people,
says
have a
that.
bunch of bodies. It's all over podcasts about men being high value. It's all over TikTok. It's like you see it. You see that people are taught and told, hey,
Yeah, the
you have
reason
more high value if you sleep around. And
Yeah, the reason why they tell men that because clearly the man has something that multiple women want.
I'm trying to tell you though, more and more women don't think
That's not
that.
true. That is not
I have-
true.
One of my closest friends literally broke off an engagement with a man when she found out he was never a virgin.
Yeah, I don't care about your friends. You know what you sound like, right? It's like talking to a wealthy person and saying poverty is a very big issue. It's something that's affecting people globally. And the wealthy person says, well, it's not me. All of my friends, we're rich. We live in nice houses and we got nice cars. Poverty is not a real thing. That's what you sound like. Who cares about your friends? You're telling me about your friends. We're talking about majority of people. Majority of these fefails want a man that has some type of value that multiple women want.
But even when you look at the stats, Gen Z women sleep around less than Gen Z men. Like, it's not hard for a Gen Z man to get anything. That's what I'm trying to say too.
That is not
Literally,
true.
Gen Z women have a lifetime.
If that was true, how come Bonnie Blue was able to sleep with hundreds of men in one night? If it's so easy to have intercourse.
Because those men are desperate. They will stick it in anything.
But this
That
is
doesn't
it.
help. Okay.
But I don't think you understand the word desperate. Desperate means extreme need.
Yes.
So
And men believe they all have extreme needs.
So-
That's why they sleep around.
No, but if you have access to it, then you're not gonna need it as much. It's just gonna be whenever I want it, I will go. You're not gonna go and get a random. You're not gonna go to Bonnie Blue You can literally just go out you can literally just hit your local pub and say, yo, you want to come back to my place? It's done. You don't need to watch porn. You don't need to watch
I see that happen all
OnlyFans.
the time. I see it all the time. I kid you not.
Are we gonna be this slow? Like, seriously. Are we actually going to be this slow? Because there's a reason. No, you are being slow because there's a reason why Smex sells. There's a reason why Smex sells, because there are desperate men who don't have intercourse. Like, what is not clicking in your head?
I don't think it's hard for men to sleep around.
It clearly is hard if there are more Fefails out there who are on OnlyFans and are making millions.
If the stats say Gen Z men have more sexual partners in their lifetime than women do, what does that mean? Men sleep around more than women. It's not hard to get it.
It is, because majority of men don't get it. Even in marriages, majority of men are in smexless marriages. It's not easy to even get it from your own wife. Even husbands are struggling to bust a nut. Even married men are struggling to bust a nut. It's going to be easier for a random single man? I didn't drop her. I don't know what happened, but she's a runner. I don't know what happened, but you're not making no sense. Just saying, you ain't making sense. Tinkerbell, welcome. Can you please address the prompt?
Yeah. So I disagree that body count matters. And I'm going to tell you why from a different perspective, right? The truth about body count is that nobody knows. Even your GP, your GP might have a rough idea of whatever you tell them your body count is. But that is an entirely personal thing to each individual. So you can meet someone and they can say, I've never had anyone before, or I've had X amount or this amount, and you just don't know the truth of the matter. So does body count really matter? Yes and no, but it doesn't really exist, is my point. And I wanted to touch on something you said earlier about the
what does that even mean, that body count doesn't even exist?
It doesn't necessarily exist because we can never actually tell the truth of what somebody's body count is.
Just because you can't be able to narrow down the exact number, it still doesn't change the fact that men have clapped her cheeks. So it does exist.
To her, and she's gonna have to deal with that on her own.
No, it exists. It exists in her reality. It exists in how she speaks, how she moves, how she dresses, how she even communicates with men. You don't think that the more men you've slept with is not going to somehow make you know more or make you see things differently?
It will definitely it will impact your psychology. I think it will definitely impact your psychology and the way that you relate to the opposite sex. If that's the group of people you're having sex with, I think it will definitely impact your psychology. But even then, it's difficult to know. Like, most people in social situations are masking. Most people are just saying what they think the other person wants them to hear. They're behaving how they think the other person wants them to act. People have gotten themselves into marriages, into jobs, into mortgages, just by sitting down and saying what the other person wants to hear. So
yeah, those are people that don't know how to vet. That's just really what it is. But the reality is, you can definitely tell in 2026, in the age of social media where everyone is showing their nyash, where everyone wants to dress a certain way, go certain places, it's very easy. It's very easy to tell.
Well, there's a reason why women are dressing like this now. And there's a reason why it's become so popular. Once upon a time, we were told that this is what men want. They want us to look hypersexualized. They want the weaves. They want the wigs.
Who told you? Who said this?
It's not something that was said outright, but it's subliminal. It's in the music videos.
So because rappers said they want big nyash and weave and got 3,000, average Fefails went and said we're gonna do it.
Yes, this is the power of influence. So this is why you see women
Yeah,
dressing a certain way.
so they listen to rappers, not what majority of men want. So
Yes,
so they're
because
choosing
the
they're choosing to attract. So really what it is they want to attract a small minority of men, not even majority.
I mean, if you look at it for what it is, influence, right? We look at whoever's influential. Say, for example, let's just say, for example, 50 Cent is the most influential man ever. And we assume that this influential man is influencing our men. So whatever he wants is what they want. So let's dress the way that he tells us to dress. Let's speak the way he tells us to speak. You know, let's appeal
men are
to
not that
him,
dumb.
and in doing so, we can appeal to his audience or his group of people.
Yeah, but then I would agree to that, but I can't, because if you take a look at, there has been studies that have done about social media affecting young boys and young women's mental health. Okay, and how social media affects young women and young men is very different. Young men are not that easily influenced compared to young women. So it's really these Fefails who internalize what these rappers are saying because they want them. They want these type of men.
That's what I just said. 100%.
Yeah, but
exactly.
but the reality is they chose that. That's a choice that they made. Young boys are not doing it.
I mean, it's a choice that they made, but it's also a choice that they made with the understanding that it might get them something at the end of it. Whether that's a romantic relationship, whether that's validation, popularity, it's going to get them something at the end of it. We're not just out here doing anything that we do for nothing.
Yeah, so
That's the truth of the matter.
so a minority of men is controlling these bops. I wouldn't even say controlling, is a minority of men are telling these bops their type and they're following pursuit. Like that's just,
I mean,
that's what really you're saying. So you can't say, oh men, you have to, because majority of men are not saying that. Majority of men are not saying we want big nyash, we want weave. The majority of men are realistic. Those minority of men, those rappers like Lil Wayne, he can say he wants big nyash because he gets big nyash every day. He can say it. Now, no, we have to be honest. But a random man like a Bob down the road saying I want big nyash, how is that? Is that even possible for him to get the nyash? You might have to just get average Sarah and call it a day.
Well, this is the thing, right? I think, especially with social media, men, just average men, are becoming a lot more vocal about what they want and what they expect out of the opposite sex in terms of relationships and partnerships, right? So it will be interesting to see, perhaps not, a year from now, but maybe 5-10 years from now, if that has any influence over the way that women present themselves and how women behave, especially when it comes to sex and relationships.
Smacks, please.
It will be interesting to smacks if that has an influence. It'll be interesting to see if it has an influence over that part of society.
No, Fefails are too egotistical for all of that.
You think?
Yes. This is why there's only a
Wasn't
small
Megan
percentage.
an illegal thing recently? Like somebody made some AI
data shows 5 partners
some AI
WMN lose the
content,
ability
like
to pair bond. Number
hyper-sexualized
2
AI
paternity
stuff,
can't
and
trust
she
it.
has to
Number
take them to
3
court
DNA
about
Who,
improvement
Megan did that?
WMNS brain.
Yeah, Megan.
It's
I think it was
literally
Megan
that
Thee
simple.
Stallion.
I mean, this is what comes with the internet. If you put yourself out there, then a lot of these Fefails don't want to live a private life. They want to use social media, and that's just what it is. So yeah, people are gonna sexualize you, but let's just be honest, they don't mind being sexualized as long as it's the right person. They don't mind being dehumanized as long as it's the right person. They don't mind being objectified. I mean, if it was Chris Brown, they would love that, wouldn't they?
It's all about validation.
If Chris Brown made those AI, they wouldn't say nothing.
Because it validates them. And that's all human beings want, is validation. And even when men are now coming forward and saying, well, we don't want this sort of hyper-sexualized look. We want our women to be decent. and well presented, that is still validation because they're considering how they look with a woman standing next to them and whether or
No,
not that
that is
woman is
more than
appropriate.
that. I mean, of course, that does play a part, but it's more than just how you make me look. It's also about his children. It's also about the type of woman that she is. It's how she functions. It's how stable she is. It's more than just how you make me look.
Yeah, their reputation.
Reputation plays a part, but it's more than that. You know, if it's just about reputation, that's very shallow. It's more than that. If she has a high body count, it really tells you about her mindset, how unstable she is. That's not someone that you want to raise your children.
Which will have a reflection on the man that she settles down with, which is why I said it is about reputation and it is about validation. But it doesn't change the fact
it's not just about reputation and validation. It's more than that. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, what's the more?
I just explained it to you. It's about their children. It's about
her.
And it's about how
those things fall into the category of reputation.
No, it doesn't. No. Raising your children is way more than reputation. That's way more than that. You want to have healthy, stable children. It's like marrying a fat person. You know, do you want to have fat children? It's not just about reputation. You don't want your children to have high blood pressure, hypertension, high cholesterol. You want someone that's healthy. So it's more than just reputation. Reputation does play a part, but to just say reputation validation is just a bit shallow.
I would argue that it just falls under those categories. I don't think it's a big deal. It definitely falls under those categories.
Yeah, it just sounds very shallow to me. I'll be very honest with you. It's like,
I mean, it sounds very vague, but that's just the English diction.
It lacks
falls under
depth.
the category of reputation.
Yeah,
it does lack depth.
Yeah, that's what your statement is. It lacks depth because it's more than that. Do you think raising your children is all about reputation and validation?
I mean, it falls under that umbrella.
That's not my question.
You know, it falls under that umbrella because that's what it boils down to.
Are you saying that raising your children is all about reputation and validation? Is that what you're saying? So the fact
it is
that
reputation because your children are a reflection of your family at the end of the day. They're a reflection of your parenting.
That's not my question. Are you saying that's all that it is? Are you saying that reputation and validation is all that it is when you have children?
It's the foundation, I'll be honest.
So is that a yes or a no? Is that all that it is?
It's a yes. It's the foundation.
So your reputation and validation is more important than having healthy children.
But that falls under the same umbrella.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, if you were isolated, you know, with your family, it wouldn't matter the health of your children because there's no one there to measure it by. You know,
what?
So
Wait, what did you say? Say that again?
Well, that's the whole point. Reputation is a measurement, a standard of how well you've managed to do something. So how well you've managed to maintain and raise your children, it has to be measured against something. So if we didn't live in a society, if we didn't live among other people, we'd have nobody else to judge whether or not we're doing the right thing by. So yes, I think reputation is a big part of it.
So you're saying reputation is more important than their health?
They go together, they're synonymous.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
I mean, yeah, that's your opinion. I would say it goes together.
No, it doesn't. I'm not saying reputation is not important, but it doesn't go hand in hand with health. No, it doesn't. Health is more than reputation. You know, reputation is like a collective of opinions. If you look up the definition, the collective of opinion, estimation, or public regard.
Well, then I'm curious to know why you think that a woman's body count...
It's like to you, as long as your son or daughter looks perfect and acts perfect, it doesn't matter about their mental state.
Yeah. So how would a woman's body count impact the mental state of a
Because
child?
she's very unstable.
And what about the man's?
Well, men and women are very different.
And how is that? How does that look in terms of body count?
I mean, for a man to have a high body count, it means that he has something that multiple women want. For example, a man that is most likely going to have a high body count, maybe most likely is a very stable man. He's very successful. He has his money together. He's a wealthy man. He may most likely have had multiple relations. Maybe he hasn't married them, but he does have a high body count. Now, the reality is, if he says, I want to settle down with a wife, he can easily do that. And she will not have a problem with that because he's consistent in his career. He's consistent with his health. He's consistent with how he thinks. They don't really affect him and his manhood to some extent. It doesn't really affect his job. It doesn't affect what he does. It doesn't affect what he produces.
Well, why is that?
You know, because a lot of men understand that women will give you easy access for something that they want from you. And it will be more, a lot of these Fefails give their bodies to men for more than just body. So a lot of Fefails will sleep with a man for his lifestyle. They don't care about how he looks. They don't care about how he looks.
Ego, essentially.
Pardon?
So it's boosting his ego, essentially.
No, it's getting what they want from that man.
No, I was asking you, what difference is it between a man and a woman having a high body count that impacts the life and health of their children? And you said that men with higher body counts, they're usually more successful, they're desirable, they've got things that women want. So there's a lot of positive things going on for men with high body counts. And I want to know, I want to get to the bones of why that is beneficial for the child in comparison to a woman having a high body count.
I mean, a man that is able to protect and provide, a man that is established is always going to be beneficial for the child, or the children's always going to be beneficial to have a father that is very consistent in what he does, so much that multiple women want him. What that shows is somewhere in his livelihood, he was able to execute his skill, establishment, or whatever he built to be that man. That doesn't just take, hey, I'm gonna look good today. That takes mastering something. The fact that women recognize it and they will rip their clothes off just to have a piece of it.
And those women that are ripping their clothes off for this incredible man, he sounds incredible. Do they lose their value all of a sudden now? Should they not?
Yeah, of course they do.
So where are we getting the women from? I don't even know if we have what's the percentage of women in comparison to men on planet Earth? Like, do we have enough women to cater to these men who need multiple partners?
No, I never said they need it. I've never stated that they need multiple, but there's a difference between sleeping.
You said it's a hallmarker of a successful man.
Yes, because multiple women want him. So
right then. So
I never said that he needs to have intercourse with them. Those are two different things.
Warren Buffett said
he can choose whether he wants to or not. That's a choice.
5 minutes to
but body count implies that they have had intercourse, and that's my point. So for me, there's no difference between a man and a woman having a high body count. If it's a failure for a man, it's a failure for a woman.
It's not, because it's not because the woman. How it's a failure for her for multiple reasons, right? First, it shows that she's just very unstable. Okay, what it proves is that she is incapable of being able to attract the man that she wants without using her box. So it didn't take really skill. It didn't really take any type of intelligence. There's actually nothing about her to sleep around. Doesn't take much. That's why it's very different for men and women. For women,
that's a fair point.
You can go out and you can get men want to clap you on the ash. For men, it's not like that. If you really want to get attractive women as well. Now, imagine if she's attractive, above average. Like, it's a different ball game. You're not just gonna get beautiful women wanting to sleep with you if you're just some bum. Like, consistently, that's not reality. But women, you can be overweight. And trust and believe there's going to be a man out there that's going to clap your cheeks.
I hear that. I do hear that argument. But then I still struggle to accept that there aren't men out there who have high body counts that are suffering psychologically because of their past and because of, their sexual history. I believe that there are men out there who are struggling. And even nowadays, loads of women are coming forward saying that they've been in relationships with men who they've later found out are having secret male-on-male relationships.
Listen, I don't talk about fruity behavior on my life.
No, but I mean, it counts for something because
It doesn't.
their
Listen,
body counts are extraordinary.
no, but it doesn't. But that doesn't count for anything because there's so many fruity people in 2026. Like, what? Doesn't mean anything. We're in 2026.
I mean,
Men are
it
becoming
does go
women.
to
Women are becoming men. Like, hello, this is the new norm in society. You're telling me about what fruity people do. Fruity people do what they do.
Yeah, but then are they going to be
That has
considered
nothing
as
to
high
do.
value?
But that has nothing to do with body count. Like that shit. You're telling me about fruity people. I'm talking about
Well, it doesn't- it
heterosexual
has-
people. I'm talking about straight people.
But there aren't that many heterosexual people left anyway. That's my point. So yeah, it does have something to do with body count because you are
Listen,
fucking somebody.
if you are
fucking
struggling
everybody.
to find a straight man, that's a you problem. I'm not being funny, okay?
I'm
Because-
telling you,
no, that's a damn.
Wasn't you there that day when we spoke
What?
to that scientist?
Yeah, but that is crazy. Like if you are struggling to find a straight man, that is a big you problem because there are plenty of straight men available. Okay, there are plenty of straight men that
honestly.
exist. And if you're only thinking about fruity men, then you have to question yourself. That has nothing
There aren't
nothing
that
to do
many.
with there's not enough straight men out there. That's a damn lie.
Nah, there aren't. I can
There
almost
is.
guarantee.
How could you? Are you
And we-
struggling to find straight men?
I'm sure that I'm not dating at all. I don't give a shit about dating.
No swearing. It's that I will take that as a yes.
No, I'm not dating.
I will definitely take that as a yes.
Well, that's your problem. But I'm sure you were there that day. We had this chat on the live, and there was a scientist there who was breaking down all of this as well and saying the predictions that from 10 years from now, you're going to see an influx of same-sex relationships.
Then that's their
especially
business.
between-
Nobody cares. Then
between men.
who
No, but
cares?
it-
No,
it-
that
it does
no,
matter,
it doesn't
Remnant, because it's a
matter. It
reflection
doesn't
of-
matter. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Like I said, if they are
does.
struggling to find a straight man, that's a you problem.
That's Jewish propaganda. I think so.
Okay, so I'm gonna quickly
I
read
don't
out
think
the
it's
super
Jewish
chat.
propaganda.
The super chat. Thank you, Rising Phoenix. Sent $9.99 for the slow. BC matters. For the slow, body count matters because 1, data shows 5 partners with women lose the ability to pair bond. 2, paternity can't trust it. 3, DNA imprinting literally on women's brain. It's literally that simple. Thank you, Rising Phoenix, and $9.99. Warren Buffett said it takes a lifetime to build a reputation, 5 minutes to destroy it. It's unbelievable how women don't understand testosterone works, but want men to understand their hormones. Facts on facts. Do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, I wanted to touch on the comment that you made about the corn stuff, right?
Go ahead.
And the demand. I think you said to the last guest that the reason why men are consuming corn is because they're not they're not having schmecks, basically.
Yeah, they don't have easy access to Nyash as they would like to.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. I think when they've done brain studies on pornography, and when men are watching porn in particular, there's a dopamine spike. It's the same as taking shrugs or, engaging in any sort of high adrenaline or dopamine rushing activity. I don't think it has anything to do with real life. That is a completely fantasy.
Oh, okay then. So all
life.
these men that are just beating their meat online are men that just have multiple options, right? Have women?
maybe
have
they don't
women?
have options
You're telling
because
me.
they're
You're
not
telling
going
me.
out
You're
there
telling
and
me. He would
socializing.
choose to beat his meat online than have a booty call at nighttime. That would do more than the corn star could do.
But I mean, it has an effect on their behavior, right? These men are becoming less social. You have to isolate yourself. You have to set aside time in your day to sit down and engage in your pornography. And then you want to, you become addicted to it. So they want to do it more often.
So
and they're no longer seeing friends.
before
They're no
the
longer seeing family.
addiction, why is he doing it when he could get the real thing?
Influence is sensationalized. Young boys from a young age, all it takes is one person.
Dopamine hits. They get dopamine hits when they bust a nut. Don't you think busting a nut is going to be more effective than something online with a real woman?
I mean, the studies that I've read about actually say that the turn on for men when it comes to pornography is the dominance. That's what it is in particular. So they have a sense of control over these internet people, and it's the dominance that turns them on. There's nothing comparable to sincere physical relations with a woman.
I mean,
when it comes to
so you're talking
pornography,
about
and that's why you see a
dominance.
lot of
You're talking about dominance. Do
murderers.
you think do you think majority of women are more dominant in bed or men?
I have no idea.
I mean, who is naturally just
I have
more
no idea. I
dominant?
don't know
Who's
how to answer that
naturally more
question,
dominant?
sorry.
A man or a woman?
What?
It doesn't disappear. They can still be dominant with a real woman, not with someone
Yeah, but the
behind the
issue with
screen.
pornography is that it introduces you to formats of intercourse that aren't real. Some of the categories on there, just never in your life. You know, some men will die never having experienced
Unalive.
what these porn stars have experienced because it's just not. Sorry, it's just not natural.
Men who
Do you know what I
have
mean?
options, men who have options don't need to don't men who have easy access don't need to delve into that connection. Doesn't matter what it is. Let's just give our intercourse. We as human beings, we rather authentic connection. And when you can't be able to get authentic connection, that's where you go elsewhere. So if you find yourself online, then there's a lack of you getting that authentic human connection. If a man had a roster on his phone, okay, he had 10 big nyash on his phone, he could just call any of them and say, hey, are you available tonight? He's not going to choose the corn.
I know man whores that still watch porn. I know man whores that watch porn every single day. So yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree.
Yeah, well, you know, a lot of Fefails know simps.
What's a simp?
The man that you just described.
A man whore that watches pornography.
Yeah.
Well, apparently to you, that's an extraordinary man. That's desirable. He gets women all the time. He can call up any woman. So he's extraordinary, actually. He's not a simp.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that.
According to your philosophy, he's a desirable man.
Yeah, I don't have to believe you.
He can get women to take their clothes off for him, you know, and then when he wants to, he can also get some pornography in there as well. A little 10 minutes a day. Why not?
So,
you know, so if that's your idea of an extraordinary man, then that's what he is. He can't be a simp and be extraordinary.
I never said he was extraordinary. I said he has something multiple women have. I know you Fefails get triggered by the fact that men can be able to have multiple cheeks and you can't. I get it. It's very frustrating, but I never said extraordinary. I said
I did. I think he's extraordinary.
I said he has something that multiple women want, and that is true. Now, whatever man you're talking about, that's on you. But the reality is,
right, so he's the type of man that can successfully raise children.
But hold on, the reality is, multiple millions of men are on corn and OF because they don't get nyash. I don't know why you Fefails don't want to admit that. If it wasn't true, how come it's so easy for you to step out and get your cheeks clapped compared to a man?
I don't think men are struggling to get sex, honestly.
Yeah, of course you don't.
In the real... I don't. I really don't. I've never met a man that struggled to get sex.
Yeah, because that's your circle. That's why. This is my point. You Fefails don't want to be around those men. That's the what this
okay,
see,
so
let's be honest. This is what you Fefails don't understand. You're not gonna be around incels. Of course not. You're gonna be around men that gets chicks. That's why you're around those men.
Incels are in the house rubbing their wood off to pornography.
Incels, listen, you are never gonna be around an incel because you're never gonna vibe with that kind of dude. You're never going to be attracted to that kind of guy. He's going to bore you. He's going to be weird. He may be awkward. Whatever it may be, he's not going to be the type of guy that you're going to even want to just chill with.
So why don't you advocate for them to work on themselves then?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, it's not. It's not about. It has nothing to do whether they work with themselves or not. But it's what I'm stating. What you just said. You just stated that you have never been around men who have never. The men that you are around.
struggles to.
Yes, the men that you are around do not struggle to get nyash. That's the point. Women are never around those men. That's the point. That is literally the point. You will never be around those men. That's why they're incels.
That's natural selection, though, isn't it?
That is why they're incels.
Yeah, but that's got to be natural selection. I think some things you just have to let it be. Like, if somebody cannot get a woman, they can't reproduce, then perhaps they're not supposed to. It's just natural selection. They just stay at home and stay on corn and, do what's right for them.
I mean, I don't know if I would call it natural selection, but I'm just going to read out the super chat. Thank you, Rising.
I'm going to let you go on to the next guest.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would say that's natural selection.
That's interesting you would say that. Rising Phoenix sent $4.99 US. I figured out why they love to call men G8. It's because they really wanted to eat eggs but are afraid to do it. I've never had G8, if I'm very honest with you. That's interesting. Thank you, T. Manny Fresh sent $5 US. She is just letting a bunch of words tumble out of her mouth without thinking. Yikes. And, listen, it's harsh, innit? It's harsh, but it's the truth. These Fefails don't understand that the men that you are around is because they get chicks. That's why you're around them. It's not a coincidence that a lot of these Fefails are only around men who get chicks. Why are you not around a guy who doesn't? Why are you not around a guy who has never had intercourse? There's a reason. Those men exist. They're everywhere. Somehow, all of the men that you hang around with have a high body count. That's not a coincidence. That's because you Fefails just gravitate to those men. And those men know that you Fefails are attracted to them. They know it. And I understand it's hard for you Fefails to grow. For you Fefails to grasp. It's hard for Fefails to accept that the double standard is real. It's a reality. You will never be able to do what men do. And you Fefails, it doesn't matter how many times you want to say it. It doesn't matter for men. It doesn't. If it really did matter, then how come all your guy friends have high body counts? If it didn't matter for men, how come all your guy friends have high body count? How come you've never been friends with someone that has a V card? How come, as a man? It even matters with your friendship. You don't even want to chill with men who are not really around women like that. She Ain't Special said, it doesn't matter. It very much does matter. What world do you live in if you think body count doesn't matter? It very much does matter. That's why you Fefails spread your legs open. You know it matters. You know your nyash matters, and that's why you want the man to bust inside you, because you want to use it as much as possible to try and get something you clearly can't get without it. If it didn't matter, why are you spreading your legs open?
Because they lie so much to only
why
try
don't
to
you
be
just
right.
be yourself? What happened to your
Matters.
personality?
Lies upon lies upon delusions.
What happened to your intelligence? You got none. That's why you gotta use your nyash. It matters to you. What is your point? My point is they're community boxes and they have nothing else to offer other than their nyash. So to say it doesn't matter doesn't even make sense. If it didn't matter, why are you spreading your legs open? Keep it closed then, if it's not that deep. But the truth is, they need to spread their legs open just to be able to retain any type of attention from the men that they want. Because you know damn well, without your nyash, no man will pay attention to you. You know damn well, Tyrone and Chad wouldn't even notice you if you kept your legs closed. A lot of these females with high body counts, the only thing they have is their nyash. That's the only thing they have to offer. You on BS. Yeah, I'm sure you would say that, right? I'm sure you would say that, but guess what? A lot of these men get post-nut clarity and realize you females on BS too. After they've used you up, bust inside you or on you, or in your mouth, wherever is your favorite, they also realize you're on BS too. Men also come to their senses and realizes that you are on some BS. She ain't special. Listen, I understand. Maybe you don't have a father. A lot of you females are fatherless. Okay? A lot of you females are fatherless and was raised by a community box who only raised you to do the exact same thing that she did. A lot of your parents failed you. A lot of your parents wanted sons and got you instead. A lot of your parents didn't tell you about what it means to be a wife. They just let you be fast. Thank you, Rising Phoenix, sent $4.99. Arguing with females is pointless because they lie so much to only try to be right. That is true. The truth never matters. Lies upon delusions. Of course. This is why I say females are manipulators. Okay? They love to call men manipulators, but I think there's more you females that are more manipulators than men. Because you will lie just to be right. I mean, how pathetic is that? You will lie, you will make yourself into a victim just to be right. I know a lot of these females, they want body count not to matter. See, if body count didn't matter, I'm telling you now, more of these females will be loud and proud about their body count. If majority of men woke up one day and said, hey, body count doesn't matter, they will start telling you about how many men they let bust inside them. They will proudly wear their body count on their head. They're not telling you, they don't talk about it because they're ashamed of it. They know it matters. If it didn't matter, then why don't they say, well, hey, I got this amount of body count, I got that amount of body count. But they know it matters. That's why they don't want to talk about it. That's why they lie about it.
The irony of them talking about
it's funny, right?
In their top drawer.
Your body, your choice. Own up to it. Own up to the men that clapped your cheeks if it doesn't matter. But you don't want to do that because you know damn well if men knew how many times you've been ran through, then who's going to really want to marry you? And what type of man is going to want to marry you? That's the real question, is who is going to marry you and what type of man is going to marry you. And a lot of times, these females don't want the type of men that want a high body count. In 2026, when they have all the men lining up to clap their cheeks like Bonnie Blue, thank you, B3, sent $5. The irony of them talking about corn with vibrators in their top drawers. Have a seat. Oh. Well, Thank you for the support. Yeah, a lot of these Fefails, they're in denial, because everybody knows that Smex sells, okay? There's a reason why you have these influencers, these Instagram baddies, where, all of these Fefails online, and men are following them. Men are just following random chicks. It's not even corn anymore. He's just looking at random pictures. What dopamine hit is he getting from that? Men will just follow you just because you're showing nyash. Listen, that is desperation. That is a man that wants to bust a nut. He wants a baddie. He wants big nyash. He ain't getting it. But you Fefails want to make it seem as if majority of men are just getting it. No, you are getting it. That's what it is. I think a lot of times they find it hard to believe that they are actually more lustful than men. I think it's a lot of them hard to believe that you are in the streets more than men. You are more available than men are. Doesn't matter how many corn he watches, OF he watches, how many influencers he follows. You still are more active than a lot of men. And this is why a lot of these Fefails want to deny that reality. Because it really does put a light on them. It really shows how reckless and promiscuous they actually are. You sound real jealous of these women. What? Why would anyone be jealous of someone that is ran through? I mean, let's really think about that, right? That doesn't even make any sense. Do you know how easy it is to get intercourse as a woman? Intercourse is the easiest thing a woman can get. To be jealous means you want to get something somebody else can't get. These Fefails are ran through. They become a bunch of baby mamas, have a bunch of STDs. These men don't even marry them. What is there to be jealous of? Men literally use their body and put them back in the streets. That doesn't even sound like it's fun. That sounds depressing. I'm going to be real with you. That sounds depressing. Is have multiple men run through you and not one wants to marry you. Not one wants to value you as a human being. To have men only want to clap your cheeks is quite dehumanizing. It's very dehumanizing to just be a man's right hand. It could be because your entire personality is a woman and they're kitties. I know you Fefails can't be this slow because I'm a woman and I'm talking about women issues. It's a problem. But when you Fefails gossip, that's not. So it's fine when you gossip. You can sit there and gossip. You can sit there and post useless things. But now because I want to talk about women issues and women, it's a problem. I know you Fefails are hypocrites. But if I was sitting here talking about men, you'll be all good with that. It's not their fault you're in arranged marriage with your cousin. Oh my goodness me. You're just triggered. Listen, I don't know. I don't know if these Fefails ain't giving you cheeks, but listen, I'm not the one, okay? It is not my fault that every time you try to do a booty call, they declined your phone call.
Super sticker
Okay,
received.
that's not my fault. Don't project that onto me. Corn exists and OF exists, okay? Take that frustration over there, not here. No, you bash women and call women ran through. Well, that's because they are. They are ran through. What, you want me to lie? You want me to lie to these Fefails and say they're not ran through, huh? Is that what it is? Or you want me to tell them, well, they're delicate, they're soft, they're lovely, and all these things? No, that's not happening. You Fefails want me to say things that appease your ego. That's not happening. It's not happening. Yeah, I am going to bash you Fefails, and I'm going to say you're ran through because you are. Because you are. Majority of you Fefails are in the street, and I'm going to say it as it is. And if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But you can't let it fly because you know damn well that's your reality. Okay, welcome. Is it Matek?
Yeah, man.
Okay, welcome. What do you have to say about the prompt?
Everything and anything, to be fair. Tell me, what do you believe about the prompt?
Okay.
I'm actually wondrous. Intrigue is within.
What do you think about the prompt? What's your stance?
I believe body count matters.
Beautiful. Tell me, low is good or high?
Okay, so you are the one that requested. Are you going to tell me what you think, or should I just drop you?
Yes, indeed, but I do really want to give a rebuttal, but let me tell you what, I do really think that it does not matter at all.
Okay, then. Why do you think it doesn't matter?
The reason it is because there's a bee that's fighting right now. It just jumped on my face 3 times. I'm not even going to lie to you, but let me move and let me talk. So basically, essentially, the reason body count does not matter is because, well, past is not the I in you currently.
What?
The past you is not the current you.
So what you do in the... Don't laugh, please. So what you do in the past is not who you are today.
Indeed.
Okay, then. And how is that possible?
In the sense that one must be of the realization the past and the future is made by language. We were born a being. Language came as a tool to becoming. It created the past and the future. However, only the now exists. Truly does.
So if you punched someone yesterday and gave them a black eye, do you expect them to see you as a different person the next day?
The I within, the person of whom hit the other, shall have a different stance upon himself. Why? Well, I do punch someone. Well, do I really want to be that thing? No, I do not. I change, and I shall not be it
That's
anymore.
not the question. The question is, does that person see you any different to the next day?
Do not allow another being's perception of you become your reality.
That's not the question. The question is, does that person see you as someone different the next day?
Yes, indeed.
How is that possible if you gave them a black eye?
Basically, when I give them a black eye, I'm a pussy, I'm a dickhead. But then the next day, I'm someone who done something due to a reason for them.
That doesn't even make any sense.
In a sense that time gives differ. Each time you say I, each time you say me, is a different instance indeed.
No, it's no different. You are the same person you was yesterday, and the same person you're gonna be tomorrow, and the same person that you are today. And if you have a high body count, then you're community box yesterday, and you're gonna be a community box the next day. I think it's just wise to just say that you will accept a woman's past, you will accept a Fefails past. I think that is better to say than whatever you just said.
One must be of the realization you are not your past, the things that you've done, the fruitions and the curations, the doages and the actionages of yours. You are not it. Realize this.
No,
you are what you are now.
That is not
You must
true.
be of the realization you're not the badness that was. You've done bad, I know you did. However, you're not it. Truly, you're good. Goodness is within you.
Yeah, no, that's not true. Because the reality...
Realize this. Why do you
That
want to
is
keep
not
badness to be?
That is not true because, for example, if a man has been cheating recklessly in all of his relationships, do you think women are going to say, well, you changed?
any shall be.
That's
Everything is
not
possible.
that's not my question. My question is, do you think majority of women are gonna say, "Wow, you're gonna be loyal to me," even though
Dude is saying
he
a whole
has
bunch of nothing
cheated in
trying to
multiple
say
relationships?
The answer still stays the same because it is the answer, truly.
Then you're just lying. You're just actually just being
How?
disingenuous.
Don't you
Because
realize?
you know damn well, a lot of these Fefails, if the man has stated, I have cheated in multiple relationships, she's not going to entertain him. Doesn't matter how much of a community box she is. You're just being disingenuous at this point.
Would you say there are no cases as suchness? Would you say what you just said is so true, so concrete, there is no case?
Yeah, it's so true. Yes.
Thank you for letting us know
If
that.
there's a case, it's very small percent.
So it is indeed existent.
No, it's not. Not for the most part.
But it can be of a low percentage, so it is of
low
existence.
percentage is so useless
Beautiful
because I'm
indeed,
talking
yes,
about
yes.
majority. So it
That's all right,
doesn't even mean
indeed.
anything at this point.
Tell me
It's
something
like
that I
telling
don't
me,
know.
it's like telling me, is there a possibility that your big toe is going to turn green? I mean, yeah, if you have an infection, yeah, your big toe may turn green. Maybe one day you could wake up with a green toe. I don't know. There's a very, very, very minuscule possibility that you can wake up with a green toe. But is that going to really happen? No, it's not. Maybe one day, who knows? It could. But the reality is, the likelihood of it happening to majority of people is very slim. Okay. Suge? Shug, please can you address the prompt?
Body count does body count really matter? Yes, it absolutely does. Now, can you have respect for yourself and your body? Your body is the temple. You need to treat it as such. There's nothing cute about being rampant.
Okay, facts on
I
facts.
don't care how they try to dress it. Yeah, I don't care how they try to dress it up, old face, all of that. It's all disgusting and debauchery. I don't care how much you dress it up. You can dress up a pig, it's still a pig.
Okay, well, thank you anyways for coming. I can barely hear you, so I'm going to drop you. But thank you anyways,
I
you're
know I'm at
speaking
work.
facts.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, don't worry.
Thank you.
I'm looking for positions, but I don't mind if people agree, but I could barely hear you. I'll be very honest with you.
You always acting like something is wrong with you.
Legend, welcome. Can you please address the prompt? Just
Yeah, body count matter.
okay. So you believe that body count matters?
Yeah, because I ain't gonna be with no girl with no high body count. And you could tell if they have a high body count because 9 times out of 10 they're gonna lie. But you know, you could tell how the way they act.
Just because I'm intrigued to know, how could you tell? I mean, I have an idea, but I would like for you to
Just the
say.
way they carry themselves. If they're super, the way they carry themselves, if they get frustrated off of every little thing you say, they constantly talk back. If they just got that mentality of the main character syndrome, a lot of them have.
Okay then.
A lot of them, how they were raised, to have the main character syndrome.
All right then. Well, thank you anyways for coming up. I am looking for ops, but facts on facts. Thank you. Appreciate the support. Okay, so let's see. I just let up a new panelist. It is loading. Yes. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly do the super chat. Rising
Fefails
Phoenix
love
sent
being the dumpster
$9.99
rat.
US. Thank you. Oh, there is a one above that. Okay, one. Okay. Thank you. One Love sent $4.99 US. Higher to you too. Thank you, Rising Phoenix, and $9.99 US. Fefails are M Deviants. just looking at the STD rates and total numbers show this is why box is the only thing that can be offered. Facts on facts. And you females have more STD rates than men as well.
Thou shalt
Thank
just
you,
need
T
to
Manny
shoot at
Fresh
the
at
Fefails.
$5. Dude is saying a whole bunch of nothing, trying to say something. I know, right? It's just F. But hey, he was opposing the prompt, so there are times where I will listen to men who, well, not listen, but I will speak to men who oppose the prompt here and there. Thank you, Rising Phoenix, and $199. These Fefails love being dumpster rag. I know they do, right? Just admit it, you Fefails love it. Thank you, T Manny Fresh, sent $5. Thou shalt just need to shut off the F up F. Oh my God. Like, I strongly agree. Okay, welcome all. Are you there?
Oh, it's Alan. Alan, yeah.
Alan,
Thanks for
yes.
having me.
Welcome, Alan. Can you
I think,
please address the prompt?
yes, I will. You used some keywords like bust and not, and if I break it down, being a
Do you
man,
agree that body
I
count matters?
agree to an extent. But this is not from some science. It's from me being a man and in my nature. I would come to agree with. I mean, I would come to the conclusion. Yes, I'm marrying this woman. She's got a past. But I don't know if I would like to meet her past. And if I did, I would feel uncomfortable. So there's a reason why I would want my future wife to have a
Okay,
very,
so
very low
you said
body count.
you said that you disagree. So you said that body. Do you think that body count matters? Yes or no?
Absolutely. To me personally, I think it does.
Okay.
Not due to a science, but I personally feel that it will matter.
Okay,
Because if you
then.
did ask me, to meet her past, I would be very uncomfortable.
Well, I am.
So there's a reason why I naturally would feel uncomfortable about that.
That makes a lot of sense. I understand.
And I don't know if this is true, but I've been watching something online saying, because let's.
I am
I
looking
don't
for
wanna make this ugly.
oppositions, if I'm very honest.
Oh, see, okay.
But
The opposition, however, in my thinking is,
Go ahead.
From what you say, that, someone's busted nut and all that. Does it then not matter if they have a very high body count, but they've been having protected sex?
That doesn't make a difference.
Does it make a difference?
I mean, the only difference is, well, he still bust inside her, whether it was protected or not.
But there would be no, should I say, count, or
No, but he
in a way,
still did it
biological
inside
connection?
her. Does it change anything?
Because let's be honest, the body count is a biological connection in one way or the other.
So that's the only place you oppose if whether they're having protected intercourse.
Technically, it's no contact.
Technically, it's no contact because there's protection.
Yes, I'm saying there's no DNA exchange. There's no DNA imprinted history on that female. Therefore, the count would be virtual.
Yeah, but majority of Fefails are on contraception, so they will not use protection.
You have a point. Yeah, that's my contribution.
Okay, then. Well, thank you anyways. Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, majority of Fefails have contraception, so, and a lot of them are on contraception because they don't want to use a condom. That's just the truth, okay? A lot of you Fefails rather be in contraception so he can raw dog you, right? Yeah. A lot of you Fefails rather be on whatever pill, contraception, jab. I don't know. A lot of you Fefails have a lot of options. And you're very active, so you're gonna do it. But yeah, a lot of you Fefails are struggling to prove me wrong, which I understand, you know. Body count conversation is always interesting, if I'm very honest with you. It's actually one of the prompts that I realized a lot of you Fefails don't really like to talk about too much because it exposes you. It's always interesting to talk about it. A lot of these Fefails don't always want to advocate for having a high body count, even though their actions do. It's interesting to see, you know. You only get, these are the only times where you really get the fearless ones, you know, the ones that have enough courage to just speak their mind and say, you know what, I advocate for community boxes. Yeah, a lot of these Fefails are never actually going to be that open about it because, you know, they don't want to be shamed. That's the truth. You Fefails don't want to be shamed. You still want to get married. Thank you, Jamaican Roots. Thank you, Messi. Thank you, Skrilla. You still want to get married. You still want to find your husband. You know, you still care about what men think. Let's just be real. You Fefails care about what men think. Enough to lie about your body count. Enough to not really want to talk about it. Enough to want to act like you don't have a high body count. And it's funny that you will say that you don't care, but you do. You care what men think. It's not that I care what men think. It's just common sense. I understand that men are not going to be attracted to someone that has been ran through. You're literally pandering. I'm fine with pandering. And what? I'd rather pander to logical thinkers and a bunch of emotional hyenas. What's high? High is over 5. A body count over 5 is high. 5 is high. 5 and up is high. Reverse stats on all emotions. Okay, I'm sure you would say that. I'm sure words have meanings. I know words have meanings. That's why they're community boxes. There's a meaning to that too. There's a meaning. We get that. Then bring me on and just request. You can request. It's not that deep. I mean, I know for a lot of you people, then it may be. Okay, welcome. Can you please address the prompt?
Does body count matter?
Oh my
And
goodness me!
to
All
be honest,
this time
this
you
is
was a woman.
yes,
I thought
because
you was
I'm
a
not
man.
silly. Like, let's really
I'm not being
let's
funny.
really use our brains here.
Okay, well, go ahead. Yeah, address the prompt, please.
Let's really use our brains here. If you are a man who wants a woman with a low body count, that is your prerogative. Free will, autonomy, do your thing. If you're a woman that wants the same thing, then go ahead. Free will, autonomy, do your thing. However, if you are a man or a woman with a high body count looking down on other people, with a high body count, you are a hypocrite.
Fefail only qualified
You are a
for
big
cookie hitting
hypocrite.
Nash
Because at the end of the day, the Bible doesn't discriminate against genders when it comes to promiscuity.
Oh, we don't talk about God.
At all.
Please, we don't talk
Why
about
don't we
God.
talk about God?
First of all, a lot of you Fefails don't actually live up to anything that God says, so it's practically useless to even have this conversation. It's just going to be really Hold on, you asked me a question. You asked me a question and I'm answering it. You asked me why I can't speak about God. Like, what are you talking about? You asked me a question.
Go ahead.
So I don't like to talk to Fefails about God because they don't live up to what they actually say. And second of all, not everyone believes in God. So just to keep the conversation, you know, not to complicate it, just to keep it somewhat simple. We don't speak about God, okay? Not everyone believes in God, okay?
Okay, so let me
Not even everyone believes in the Bible. There are people who are Muslims. There are people who are Hindu. It's just pointless.
That's fair enough. But
if I start talking about religion, then I have to entertain everyone's religion, and it's just pointless. I'm not doing all of that.
But if you were to talk about Hindus, at least they have a more open opinion about sex.
So make your point outside of the Bible, okay?
Okay, I'll make my point outside the Bible. Who has the highest STD rates? You brought that up in this chat. women actually have the highest STD rates because they
I know
get
that.
checked more often than men. However, despite getting checked more often than men outrank women with the most syphilis diagnoses.
It's not.
Do you know what syphilis
It's
is?
not because men
No, it's
don't
not a
get.
competition. But no,
Hold
but you
on. It's
no, they
not.
don't. You can look that up. That's on
Hold
the.
on. It's not. It's not
That is
just.
on the NHS.
It's not just
You can
because
look that
men.
up.
It's not just because men get checked less. It's because majority of men have less intercourse.
No, excuse me. You can look that up right now on the NHS. It says men statistically in the UK get tested for STDs and STIs less than women who get tested more frequently.
Yes,
That
because
is
the
a
reason
fact.
why.
That's not an opinion.
That's
That's a
you're
fact.
not hearing what I'm saying. The
I'm not
reason
finished.
why.
No, I'm not
Hold
finished.
on. The reason why. The reason
Who
why
has more
men
sexual
don't get
partners in the
tested
UK?
as
Men
much as
report
women.
slightly more sexual
Oh, we can't
partners
be
on
this slow.
average than men.
Listen.
No,
Hold
I'm
on.
bringing you facts.
Yeah, I understand that. There's nothing wrong with your facts. But if you are not active, if you are not having intercourse as much, then you are not going to go and get checked up as much as women. Women are always going to get checked up more than men because they have more access to intercourse. That's why. Okay, it's easy.
Okay.
It's easy
And I
for
just
women
said
to have
you,
intercourse. So of course they're gonna get tested more.
NATSAL study, the NATSAL study, which is the most reliable UK source on sexual behavior,
Say
reports
sexual.
men have slightly more sexual partners on average than women. Than women.
Yeah, no.
They tend to have a higher median and a mean number of lifetime partners. Men are more like this is a scientific study by the UK NAT. They are literally the most reliable source. Men are more likely to report very high numbers, often going from 10 to 100 plus partners. Now, let's not sit here and act like some men won't lie and be like, I have 100 plus.
Yeah, of course.
But at the end of the day, when it's reported, it says 10, 20 and upwards. They're still more likely to have more partners than women. Median lifetime partners this is across the population. Median,
that's not
meaning
happening.
on average, men. So the UK government is lying now.
The reality is, even if men have more body count than women, it still doesn't change the fact that it doesn't matter for men.
Why does it not matter for men?
Because it proves that men have something that multiple women want. Body count never matters. It never matters. Well, whatever they want. Clearly, they have a bunch of women that want them. You know, it could be anything. So somehow, multiple women want him. You're asking me what? You should ask these community boxes what.
What's wrong with having two consenting adults engage in sexual activity? In comparison to stigmatizing sex, where some men, and it happens.
Say smacks. You're way too triggered. Say smacks. You can unmute. I never said there's anything wrong. I mean,
facts and every time you don't like me.
I never muted you. The moderator muted you. I didn't mute you. I'm just saying, say smacks.
So, what's wrong with two consenting adults deciding to engage in sexual activity?
Listen,
what is wrong with that in comparison?
Wait,
pause. I'm not finished my question. In comparison to a man, or we can say a woman as well, but it's statistically more men what come from stigmatized families where that sort of behavior is stigmatized and they end up doing rape or like other things that obviously we can't talk about on TikTok. So when we talk about smacks, let's talk about it in a healthy way.
You're asking me what's wrong and you're just going on a tangent. I'm not saying, listen.
No, I'm just saying when we talk about it, let's be real. Let's be healthy.
I am being real and I am being healthy. The reality is, listen, if you Fefails want to spread your legs open like there's no tomorrow, go ahead and do that. I'm not stopping you. I'm not telling you you shouldn't, and I'm not telling you you should do. I'm just telling you that it matters to men. It matters when it comes to...
it matters to you.
Hold on. You're asking me a question. It matters to men. It matters when it comes to having a healthy marriage. It matters when it comes to connecting with your children.
What?
It matters when it comes to your mental health. For example,
Can you give me examples how
oxytocin.
it matters to your children in marriage?
For example, okay, for your marriage, if you have a body count over 5, you are less likely going to be satisfied in your marriage. The likelihood of your marriage failing increases. The higher the body count, the more likely you're going to have a failed marriage because of your body count. Now, when it comes to the relationship that you have with your family, like your husband and your children, oxytocin is a very important component when it comes to women and how we connect with people, how we connect with our husband, how we connect with our children. Now, the reality is if you are having different men run through you, is going to affect those hormones because you're no longer actually having genuine connections. That's going to affect your mental health. That's going to affect how your self-esteem, that's going to affect how you view yourself. And it's going to, how can I say this? It kind of dysfunctions how your brain... It's like when you use social media, the more dopamine hits you get, it becomes unhealthy. It's no longer healthy. There's a reason why they say don't use your phone too long, don't watch this too long, because the chemicals in your brain is no longer responding in a healthy manner. That's literally the same effects with oxytocin. The same effects that when you have too many dopamine hits is no longer good. It's the same way with oxytocin. They don't function normally anymore. And that automatically affects how you pair bond and how you connect with people, and that goes directly to your children.
And where did you cite that from?
Go do your research. You seem really good at it. So
no, I gave you where
I don't need to give you anything.
I gave you where I cited.
I know you did, and I didn't question you when you cited it. I didn't question you about it.
No,
I heard what you said. I didn't ask you.
Okay, so tell me where
you need to go do your research. You should know this. If you don't, then just say you don't know. Just go do your research. You'll find it. Everything I speak on,
which is what I'm asking
everything
you. Where do I go?
You can do it unless you want to pay me to do the research for you, because I'm not your secretary.
Always the same arguments.
Of course, that's how you know I'm consistent with what I say. I don't need to lie.
No, not just you. I mean, with incels.
Okay, seems like truth is consistent.
Well, incels. By the way, there's an increasing femicide that incels are committing in the UK.
Yeah, no,
so
no one's talking about that. No one's talking about that.
History. No, but you're proud to be an incel.
Okay, then that's fine. But don't really care.
Let's talk about.
I'd rather be that than a community box. Wait. So you wait. Hold on. Wait. I have a question for you. Are you insulted? You called me an incel, right? Which really means someone that is not...
By definition.
Yeah. That means someone that doesn't really engage in a lot of intercourse, doesn't really talk to a lot of men. That's not an insult for a woman. You do know that, right?
Yeah, but it's... it's not by choice. That's the whole point.
Yeah, but that's a compliment. Really think about it, right? You're saying that, hey, Remnant, you're an incel. You're not in the streets. You don't get wait, because that's what incel is. You're saying, hey, Remnant, you don't sleep around, you don't get men's attention, men don't notice you. That's a compliment to me. I don't want to be in the streets.
It's not about being in the streets.
That's
you
what
can
incel,
be outside.
No, you can't be outside an incel. That doesn't even make any sense.
An incel wants to have romantic or sexual relationship or sexual relationships, but feels unable to do so despite wanting them. It's involuntary. That's the point.
Yeah, I understand the point. I understand the point, but it still doesn't change what I'm saying. You're saying is I'm not in the streets. Whether you're saying is voluntary or not. I mean, I'm a woman. It's obvious. Like women can
even
get.
If you were, you wouldn't have the option.
Hold on, that's fine. I'm okay with that. But you calling me an incel, is not a diss, because really what you're stating is you are not a bop. That's a compliment.
What I'm stating is, even if you wanted to be, you couldn't.
Exactly, but that's still a compliment because I'm not a bop.
It's not a
Exactly.
compliment. Because at the end of the
You're
day,
telling me it's outside of my nature to be a bop. It's just not happening. Remnant can never be a bop. Like,
no, you couldn't.
but
I
that's
really
what you're
couldn't.
saying. You're saying I can never be a bop. Thank you.
Even if you wanted to.
Thank you so
'Cause you
much.
could never,
I could never be a bop.
but
Exactly.
that's where a lot. Exactly. And that's my
Exactly.
point.
I could never be
You
a
have
bop.
come on
It's not
this-
in my
you've come on this
nature.
live-
It's not in my
you've come on
nature
this
to be a
live.
bop, is it? It's not.
That's
It's
not
not.
a flex. You've come
It
on
is
this
a
live.
flex.
You've come
It
on
is a
this live
flex.
to
It
push
is though.
incel
It
rhetoric.
is.
It's not a flex. You've come on this live to push incel rhetoric.
You're
that is
telling
harmful
me
towards women.
you're telling me
What
I'm
is harmful towards women.
incapable
You
of
said-
being a bop.
you
That's
said-
what you just said. You're just saying, you know,
You
a remnant
are.
princess.
But there's nothing-
There's
I'm so
nothing
sorry.
about you.
If
There's
you're not
nothing
a bop-
about you.
if
There's
you're not a
nothing.
bop-
There's nothing
Hello?
about you that's
Hello?
promiscuous. There's nothing about you that's
No, there's
provocative.
nothing about you that
Yes.
people find generally attractive.
Yeah.
what it is.
That is a
Generally
compliment. Because
That's
the
not a
reality
compliment,
it
'cause
is
it means
though.
inside as well. Your inside is ugly and it's not attractive.
To be ran through.
At the end of the
so
day,
you're telling me.
the fact
So
that
wait,
you-
are you telling me? Hold
that
on. Are you
affect
telling
you?
me?
In
Wait.
what way does it affect
I have
you?
a question.
In
I
what way
have
does
a
it
question.
affect
I have a question
How
for
does it
you.
affect you?
Hold on. I
Go
have a
ahead.
question. I have a question. So are you telling me the only way I could be able to know if I'm attractive if men run through me, if men have intercourse with me?
No.
Is that what
But
you're saying?
my argument
Because you're
isn't
saying
about-
you're
my
saying
argument
you're saying
isn't
I'm
about,
unattractive. You're saying I'm hideous. All these things. So the only
If
way
you let
for
me
me
get my
to
point out, I was
so,
already going to
so
answer
for
that.
me, so the only way for me to know if men find me attractive is by being a bop. Because that's
No,
the
that's not what I
opposite.
said. That's what you
That's the
said.
opposite of an incel.
That's what you said.
The opposite
You've
of an
come on
incel.
here-
The opposite of an
You've
incel
come
is someone
on
that is
here-
sexually
you've
active.
come on here to push incel rhetoric, which is harmful towards women and often leads to violence. And when I asked you, which is my point, don't try and twist this and turn it around and be like, oh yeah, I've come up on top. You have come on here and you've quite literally said, I'd rather be an incel.
Yes,
something
I'd rather
that pushes,
than a community box.
So you'd rather be something that causes harm towards women, that is violent towards
But
women,
that's
often
not what
leading to
incel
death.
means.
No,
though.
that's what it is.
But that's not what it means. You literally described an incel. You said an incel. Wait. You're making wait. The definition. I know you was. No, but wait. You're conflating. You're conflating two things. The definition. You are. Hold on.
They are directly the reason for the femicide.
No, but that's not what an incel is. An incel is
literally what's
hold
happening.
on.
It's the
No, that's
pipeline.
not what it is. Hold on. That's not what it is. An incel, like you explained, it's someone that doesn't have intercourse. It's someone that is involuntary, not in the streets because they can't be able to get women. Now, that is not someone that's violent. You're just talking about people who are violent. Those are two different things. Those are two different things.
You can be an don't do that. That didn't even make any sense.
It
And the
does
people
make
in your
sense
com-
because if
the
you look up
people
the
in-
word,
no, let me finish.
if you look
See, this
up
is what
the
I'm
word
saying. As soon as I
incel,
start speaking, you try
no,
and
because
cut me up. I can look up the word
because
incel.
you're
The word itself means not having sex despite wanting to.
exactly.
But in
So
modern
there's
use, it's
nothing.
often
So
referred to
that
online
doesn't
subcultures.
exactly. So that doesn't equate a violent man.
It does create violence.
No, it doesn't equate. Just because you are an incel doesn't mean you are a violent man.
That's
Doesn't
not what
mean
I
you're
said.
aggressive. That's the point.
Hello, can I get my point out or no? Is this a conversation or is this where you like bulldoze over people? So
Because you're not making sense. That's why.
Well, then can I get it out? Can I get it out?
Makes sense.
Can I get it? No, you're not making sense.
Go ahead.
At the end of the day, the incel pipeline, which I was trying to get to, the incel pipeline, and there's a whole ass documentary about it and how it's causing a subculture online with the same exact arguments that you are pushing on this live, the exact arguments, pushing that women and men aren't the same.
They're not.
These exact okay, then that's what you believe, and that's what
No,
incels
but they're
believe. Therefore,
not.
I'm going to call you
So
an
you
incel.
believe men and women are the same? Is that
I
what
don't
you
believe
believe?
that we have the same strengths and weaknesses.
So
but I
then,
believe
if you don't
when it comes
believe
to
we
being
have
a
the
human
same-
being, I believe. Do you believe that white people and black people are the same?
No, I
Do you
don't.
believe that Asian people and black people are the same?
No.
You don't believe that?
No, I don't.
That's insane.
That's not insane. So you believe you're the same as
when
an
you
Asian?
turn around,
Is that what you're saying? You're saying
Yes.
that you and an
I
Asian
don't
are the
believe
same?
we're culturally the same, but I believe that they deserve the exact
God,
same rights
this is
that I have.
ridiculous. You
That
actually
they are a human being just like I am. Do we share the same culture? No. Do we speak the
So
same
you're not
language?
the
No.
same
Do we look
then.
the
Then
same?
you're not
No.
the same. Then
But
you're
we
just,
are the same
But you're
because we
not
are
the
both
same.
human.
If you
We
don't
both-
share the same
we both have
culture,
a heart,
you
we
don't
both
share
have
the same
lungs,
food,
we
then
both
you're
have
not the
bones,
same.
We're both
You're not the
We are
same
both
then.
biologically
But
the
you're not the
same. We're just not
same. But you're not
phenotypically
the
Yes, we
same.
are.
For you to
If you
be
want
the
to talk about
same.
cultural differences,
No,
then
but
talk about
if
cultural
you have
differences.
cultural
But if we're
differences,
not
then you're
talking
different.
we're not talking about cultural differences. We're talking about biology. This is what this conversation is. So
No, it
biologically,
doesn't.
we are
Yeah,
the exact same.
biologically, a
Unless
man and
you're
a woman
someone
is
that believes in
different.
eugenics.
So you're
Do you
saying
believe in
biology.
eugenics?
So are you
So if you
telling
believe
me
in eugenics, then
Are
you
you
believe in
telling
the harm
me?
that was
Are
caused
you
against
telling
black
me?
women in chattel
Hold on. If you want to talk
Do you
about
believe in
biology,
eugenics?
hold on.
Do you believe in
hold
eugenics?
on.
Do you believe in
Hold
eugenics? No, do you
on.
believe in
Hold
eugenics?
on.
That's what
That's
you
a
just said.
different
Do you believe in
conversation. That's a
eugenics?
different
No, it's
conversation.
not.
It is
It's not.
actually.
If we're not,
It
if
is.
we're not biologically the same,
is.
then you believe in
So
eugenics.
are
Do
you
you believe
telling
in
me? So
eugenics?
you're telling me you are
Do you
biologically the
believe in
same as a man?
eugenics?
Are you telling me that? Are you
Do
telling me
you
you are
believe
biologically
in
the same as a man?
eugenics?
Like, are you
I never
serious?
said that. Do you
But
believe
so then you're
do you
different.
believe in
Then
eugenics?
you are different to a man if you're not biologically
We're
the
different.
same.
Okay, so wait, pause.
What do you mean
When we
pause?
talk
Do
about
you have a
biologically the
nutsack?
same in a
Do you have
man
a
or a woman,
nutsack? Do you have a
that's
nutsack?
exactly my point.
Do you
When we
have a
talk about
nutsack?
biologically in a
Do you
man
have a
or a woman,
nutsack?
I don't have a
Do
nutsack.
you have
They don't
a
have
nutsack?
ovaries.
Do
That's what
you
makes us
have a
different.
nutsack?
Dumbass.
Do you have a
You are so
nutsack?
stupid.
Do you piss standing up?
Hello, I just
Do
answered
you
that.
piss
I
standing
just
up?
answered that. I
Do
just
you
answered
piss
that. I
standing
just
up?
answered that.
Huh?
I just
Do you have
answered
an
that.
Adam's
I just
apple in your
answered
throat?
that.
Do you have
I
an
just
Adam's
answered
apple in
that.
your throat?
Did I say
Because
that?
somewhere along in your mind, you're saying that men and women are the
You
same,
wish you
but
had one
clearly
in
we're
your throat.
not.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that.
But
You're
you
talking
literally said
about,
we're talking about biology. You just
hello,
said that.
can I get
You
my
just
point
said
out?
that.
Oh my God, you're
You just
so
said we're talking
dead.
about
Like,
biology.
we're
So
talking
tell
about
me,
Chinese
do
people. How
you
can
have a
people say the same
nutsack?
thing?
No,
Are
because
you
you're the one
stupid?
changing it.
Exactly.
I
No,
said
because
that
you
you
just
are not
changed
the
the
same as
point.
Asians,
Are you
but then
insane?
you said,
You just changed the
I
point.
didn't change my point. I
just
said we're
yes, you did, because
different.
you're talking about
I said
Chinese
we're
people. Now you're
different.
talking about men and
I
women.
said
We
we're
weren't talking
different.
about men and
I said
women.
we're different
I
from
asked you,
whitey, we're
are
different from
Chinese and
Asians,
black
and we're
people the same?
different
You
from
said no,
men.
because
But
we're not
you said
culturally
we're the
the same.
same.
I said
So
we're not
how
talking
are we
about
the same
culture.
as men?
We're talking about
How are
biology.
we the
Now, if
same?
you want to talk
Yes,
about men and women,
biology.
we're
So
talking
how are
about
we the
brains. Our
same as
brains
men?
are
Biology.
exactly the
Talk to
same.
me about
Minus
biology.
hormonal
How are we the same
changes
as men? How are we
due
the
to
same as men?
ovaries
How?
and testicles. So how are you
So
going to
you have a
sit there and
testicle
talk
then?
about
Do you have a testicle?
my God, my
You have a testicle.
God,
Just tell me
my
if you
God,
do.
my
Just tell me if
God,
you do, because
my God,
sometimes I
my
do
God.
get these fruity people come on
I
my
just know you're
live.
from South London. I just know you're from South London.
Oh please.
Christ. I just know it because there's no way I went to law school for this, bro.
Yeah,
Let me tell you something.
I don't know what law school you went to. It's a bloody shame.
University of Law of London.
I don't really
babe.
care.
Get used to it. Anyway, why did you say that?
Because you
Anyway.
mentioned it. That's why. What are you on about?
Yeah, because I can't
if you
believe I'm on
put
TikTok
if you put
over
out
something
information out there, I'm gonna throw it back in your face. Come on, you've been sitting on my
then.
comments long enough. You should know.
Exactly, and you won't let me speak. So can I speak now, or are you still going to keep talking over
Go
me?
ahead, but just make sense, because
No,
really what you're saying doesn't even make any sense at this point.
But you never let me get to the point.
All right, go ahead. Get to the point. Go
Okay
on.
then. Fucking hell.
No swearing.
My point was, men and women, if we're going to talk about how we breed, and we're talking about our sexual organs, obviously we're not the same. And obviously those things affect the hormones and how our body works. But when it comes to how we navigate life, if I have to go to work and do a 9 to 5, my period, it doesn't matter if I'm on my period, I still need to go and do that 9 to 5. And you talking about, women are more emotional or women aren't capable, that's a generalization. So when someone sits there and goes, all black people are violent and da-da-da-da, you cannot argue that point, because you make the same generalizations that you do for women. And the fact that you can get on here and call them, what do you call them?
What, community boxes?
Not that one, the other one.
What, Fefails?
Yeah. So what derogatory names do you have for men? Or do women are the only ones that get derogatory names?
Okay, so there's so many names for men, like incel.
No.
What do you mean? No.
You don't call men incels. I haven't heard you call a man an incel on here once.
I've called men incels today. What are you talking about?
Being an incel.
I've said men are incels for being with women with a high body count. I said that loads of times.
That's not what an incel is. How can you be an incel for being with a woman with a high body count? Didn't we just go through the definition of an incel?
Exactly.
Okay, then so how does that make sense?
Because he doesn't. The reality is he wants someone that's pure, but he can't get them, so he's stuck with her.
That's not what an incel is.
Okay.
It's involuntary celibate. You can't be celibate and still messing around. Doesn't make any sense.
Oh, that's what a simp is.
Okay, then. So if you want to call it a simp is someone that will demoralize themselves
That's
just
still
to be with a woman.
derogative to men.
But not all men do that.
But it's still, you asked me, you see what you see, this is why I say you're just jumping from one thing to another. You asked me, what are some derogative words for men? I said incel,
Okay.
I said simp, there's even beta men, there's even pookies and ray-rays, there's dusties, there's brokies.
Lame, nerd, boring, deflection queen.
Sorry?
There's no, it doesn't matter. I don't know how you feel about it, but you asked me a question, I answered it. There are plenty
I didn't hear that.
There are plenty of derogative words for men. It exists.
Yeah, there is. But I haven't heard you use
then.
them.
Yeah.
I said, what derogatory words do you have for men? Because the ones that you've brought up, sounds like you made them up yourself. I've never heard them before.
Well, you learn something new every day.
No, which ones do you have for men? Because
why do you want to know? I'm not going to tell you.
Exactly, because you don't have any.
That's fine. I don't talk about men. It's not that deep. I'm talking about...
This conversation is one-sided then.
Yes, it's always going to be one-sided. It's always going to be one-sided. It's always going to be one-sided.
Exactly, it's one-sided.
It's always going to be one-sided because you Fefails... Okay, I don't care. You're here to prove me wrong, not to cry about it.
You're higher than my team.
Okay then, are you here to prove me wrong or are you going to cry about it? It sounds like you're crying right now. Yes, you are, because I'm here to talk about body count. I'm here to talk about body count. You're struggling right now to stay on topic. You're really struggling. You are.
Body count doesn't matter.
You're talking about remnant. You do this, remnant. Remnant, why'd you bash women? Remnant, why'd you bash women? Remnant, every day you come online and you bash women, remnant.
And if men, and if really truly, if women were having sex as much as men were having sex, then rates wouldn't be as high as they are against women. That's just reality.
You're hurting my feelings.
I'm really not affected.
All right, then. If you're not affected, then get back to the topic. Simple.
I already made my point on the topic. Every single point I went through was something that
so you said that men and women are the same, right? You said men and women are the same. Besides, hold on, besides biology. But then that proves the point.
Yes, I never said biology. I said reproductive organs. Be specific.
Hold on. Yes, outside of having a nut sack and a coochie, then they're the same. But that's not true, because even our hormones, the way it functions is very different.
Can I ask you a question? Sorry.
So the reality is men and women are always going to be different. You can't say we're the same and then take out parts of it. Saying, well, outside of the fact that a man has a nut sack and you have a coochie, we're the same. No.
Can I ask you a question?
Hold on. That doesn't make any sense. It's either they are the same or they're not. You can't take something to suit what you're saying. That's silly to say. Stupid.
I never said that.
No, that's exactly what you did. Yes, aside from reproductive organs, and they're not the same then.
Exactly.
If you have to take out reproductive organs, that really is the foundation of what makes a man and a woman, then what are you talking about? What are you talking about? If we didn't have the reproduction, yes, it does. For you to be a woman, you need a coochie. And for a man to be a man, he needs a nutsack. So what are we talking about? That's how you can tell the difference.
When we say the
so
same,
we will never be the same. Just accept it. We will never be the same.
When we're talking about the same, when I say we're the same, I mean we are equal. When you say the same, I believe that you think women are less
equal. You're not equal to a man. You never will be.
That's my point.
You will never be equal to a man. You'll never be the same to a man.
And that's disgusting.
No, it's not. You will never equally be as strong as a man. You will never be equally as strong as a man. That's never going to happen.
To a woman.
You want to say it's disgusting? Go fight a man then. If you're equal to a man, go fight a man then. Go fight a man then. Go fight a man then. Go fight a man. If you're equal to a man, go fight a man. If you're equal to a man, go fight a man. So if you was truly that equal, then Fefails wouldn't be struggling with all the femicide that you mentioned.
How does physical? So you only measure equality over, let's say, okay, men are normally physically stronger than women. We're only equal if we can evolve to be just the same.
Yes.
All right. So all the women out there, if you don't have a six-pack and muscles and you ain't built yourself up, you deserve to be killed in the streets and
So,
raped
and no
because
one
you're
said
not
that.
equal.
What I'm
No, that's
saying
what
is
you're
no,
not
that's not what
equal.
I said.
You're not equal though. You're
What I'm
less than a
saying
man,
is
so it doesn't
what
matter.
I'm saying is if you was truly equal to a man, then all the things that you females are struggling with, all the things that women are struggling with men, it wouldn't be a struggle. You will be able to combat.
Femicide
Hold
Femicide
on,
is
you will
not a
be
woman
able.
problem. It's a
Hold
man
on,
problem.
no. You will be able to combat those men. The fact that there's a high femicide really just shows how unequal you are to men. It really
That's
just proves
disgusting.
that. No, but
That's really
it's not disgusting. It's the truth.
It's
If you,
really
it's
disgusting.
not. It's the truth. If you was
It is.
equal to a
It's
man,
really
if you
disgusting.
was equal
Because
to a man, then you would be able
can't
to
physically
fight
live up
back.
to it. So
You will be able to fight back.
Well,
Yes, you will be able to fight back. You don't like the truth.
There are plenty of women that can fight back, but there are many that can't.
If there was plenty,
There
then
are many that
femicide wouldn't
can't.
be so high. Then would it? If plenty of women could be able to
What are you
fight
talking
back,
about,
then femicide
brother?
wouldn't be so hard.
F side.
So hold on, because it doesn't matter if you are physically strong enough to even fight off a man. At the end of the day, if you are scared, some people don't fight back.
Why
And
would
that
you
can
be
be said for a
scared if
man
you're
or a
equal
woman.
to a
So what
man
are you
then?
trying to
Why would
say?
you be scared if you're equal?
There are
We
men
wouldn't
that are
be
scared when they
scared.
get mugged too. So you're gonna
You
tell
shouldn't be
me that, oh,
scared. No, but
those men that got mugged are not equal to that other man.
men are equal to men. That's why
This is why
men.
human rights get taken
That's
away.
why men are just
Because
naturally
of
more
people like
aggressive.
this and the people in your comment section.
Men are
The
going
fact that you guys need to feel superior
respond
using the same
aggressively,
arguments that the
unlike
white man used
women.
on you is
Unlike
quite
a woman,
embarrassing.
you see, you're
It's
struggling.
quite
You see, you're not the same. Look at you.
I'm
You're
not
struggling. Yes, you
babe.
are.
I understand
Then why
systemic
is the
racism
femicide
and
so
sexism.
high?
I got
Then
a
fight
degree.
the
The
men.
femicide
Fight
rate
the
is
men
high
back.
because
Fight
at
them
the end of
back.
the day,
Fight them
we have
back,
people
girl.
like you
Come
on the
on, you got the
internet that
muscles.
are
You're
out
just
here
like men.
pushing this
You're equal
rhetoric,
to a
and you
man.
think it's
Fight them
okay.
back. Fight them back. Come on, girl. Fight them
No one
back.
in this
Tell all
conversation
the
said
women
that,
to go
oh,
fight them
because
back.
you're physically...
Tell all the women to fight all those men back. Tell them.
Let me go and victim blame them, yeah.
Go and tell women, hey, women,
Let me go
don't
and
be afraid
let me
of
go and
men.
tell them it's your fault because
Yes,
you
I never
couldn't
said it was
fight
their
back.
fault. I never said it was their fault. I'm just saying
No,
is
yeah.
you're
No, it's
stating
their
they're
fault because
equal.
you're not
If you
equal,
were so equal, fight them back then. Tell all the
every
women,
man,
tell all
woman,
the women,
black,
tell
white,
all the
Chinese,
women, tell all the women
Japanese,
that they're
Southeast
equal to
Asian,
men and
South
to go
Asian,
fight them
you
back.
have
Tell
the
all the
exact
women
same
that they're
right,
equal
or you
to men
should
and
have
go
the
fight them
exact
back,
same rights
okay?
as your
Go
female or
tell
male
them
counterpart.
to
That
fight
is
the
how it
men
is.
back,
That
okay?
is what
Go
human
tell
rights
them to
is.
fight
That
them
is what
back.
human rights
Tell
is.
them to
This
fight
woman
them back.
does not believe
Tell
that you
them to
should have
fight
equal
them
rights.
back.
She
Tell
believes
them
that you
to
are
fight them
subservient to men,
back.
and she
Fight
has
them
no
back. You're so
argument. So
equal
she
to a
comes on
man, but
here
you
and
can't
she's
fight
talking
them.
about
You're so
fight
equal
them
to a
back,
man,
fight
but
them
femicide
back.
is so
I have
high,
braids,
isn't it?
babe. I have
Femicide is getting
braids,
so
and I've
high,
been natural
but
for
yet
like
you
6
can't be able
months,
to
so you
fight men
tried it.
back, right? You're
Yep.
struggling to
Okay,
protect
great.
yourself. You're struggling to even be
Great.
alive. You're struggling to
Great.
stay alive.
You
Doesn't
are a
sound so equal.
disgusting,
Doesn't sound so equal, does
disgusting
it?
human
Doesn't
being.
sound
You
so
don't
equal,
deserve to
does
have a
it?
vagina. And
Doesn't
if you love
sound
men
so
so much,
equal,
grow a
does
dick.
it? Are you
Because you're
struggling?
disgusting.
How come
You're
they're struggling to stay
disgusting.
alive? Let's just be
You're
real. If you
disgusting.
were
You're
so
absolutely
strong and you were
disgusting.
so powerful and you're so equal to a
You're
man, then fight
absolutely...
them back.
Nobody said
Fight
that.
them
Nobody...
back.
Why
Fight
does
them back.
equality...
Where did your
Excuse
muscles
me?
go? Oh, I gotta drop you because TikTok's hit. Yeah. That was TikTok. When you guys, when TikTok flags you, I gotta drop you. It's funny, you want to complain about all the men. Oh, all the men are this, all the men are that, but you're equal. You're equal. Go do what men do then. Do it back. It doesn't make sense. How can you complain about men if you're equal? Go and match their energy. Match it. You're complaining because you know you're not equal to a man. You're complaining because you know you're weaker than a man. You're complaining because you know damn well that a man is stronger than you. He can dominate you. And there's nothing you can do about it because you're a woman and you need another man to fight that man. Or you wouldn't be here complaining about, oh, look at all these men doing ABC to women. Fight them then. Why don't you get a bunch of women warriors and fight the men? You can do that, you know? a sisterhood to fight the men. I've never seen an all-women gang. I've seen an all-men gang. Why don't you gang up, innit? Why don't you do that? Why don't you all link up, become a bunch of gangsters, and go and fight these men? It's 2026. You can do that, you know? You can align the sisterhood. Like Power Rangers. It's not that hard. But you know damn well you're weak and you're never equal to a man. Thank you, Eric Jordan. Sent $2. Fefails only qualified for Pookie hitting your nyash. RUO. Facts on facts. Thank you, The Great. Sent $19.99. Love the content. I appreciate you. Thank you for your support. All right then, people, I am going to be ending the live. I want to thank every single one of you. Shout out to everyone on TikTok. Shout out to my fellow YouTubers. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. And thank you to everyone on TikTok as well. I appreciate you guys. It's always, always good to go on live. And I want to give a big shout out to Rising Phoenix. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see you. Shout out to Rising Phoenix. Thank you. I will be back live. I will be back live on Saturday. Saturday, I'll be back live the same time. So definitely keep an eye out. Today was a very interesting prompt, interesting debate, interesting conversation. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day or evening. And please press like on your way out. Don't forget to press like on your way out on YouTube. And subscribe. Okay. Have a good day and have a good night. Bye.